accidentally double clicked on the first one and ended the stream. So we're good now. Don't worry. Just make sure, as always, that we are in business. Just get rid of that. Okay. So that's good there. Yep. Audio is working. Chat, are we working? Yes, we are. And let's get ready to rumble. We go to the box score. It's a really very strong offense between the Braves, or for the Braves, going up against Trevor Rogers. There we go. Now it's first pitch from Rogers to Drake Baldwin, who's having an excellent season. All-star this year, is fouled away on the four-seamer. So Rogers, the lefty, Drake Baldwin. And I don't know if he's a righty or a switch hitter. Let me see. He is just a lefty. But a very nice night out here on the East Coast. Second pitch is fastball, a little outside. Ball one. Trevor Rogers 6 and 7 on the season. Drake Baldwin hitting .275, 19 home runs, 55 RBIs. Great season for him. Spent a little bit of time on the injury list. Took him a bit to get back to form, but has been playing really well over the past couple of weeks or so. Or the past week, I'd say. Last 7 games, .481 average, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Masson was actually thinking the same thing I was. He's going to ground this one over to third. Throw to first base is going to be just in time from Christian Encarnacion Strand. Good play there by CES, who had a great series against Boston. Gets Drake Baldwin out by a step. Man with an 847 OPS. So 4 pitches for Trevor Rogers' first out. Ozzie Albies swings and misses on a sinker there. Albies also having a pretty nice season. I think he was an all-star. I actually don't remember. Hitting .264, 16 home runs, 56 RBIs, 754 OPS. We'll ground this changeup foul. So a quick 0-2 for Trevor Rogers here on Ozzie Albies. Four-seamer changeup sweeper sinker cutter for Rogers. Has been throwing that four-seamer a good bit this season. Has been getting some good swings and misses off of it as well. Throws it a lot to both sides. This one is going to be a sweeper lined up into shallow center field. Colton Cowser makes the catch as the ball hangs up a good bit. Cowser defensively has been fantastic this season in center field. The bat has not been there much at all this season. But a soft blooper that looked like it was going to get down for a sec, but it hangs up just enough for Cowser to get there, make a fairly easy play. So 2 up, 2 down for Trevor Rogers. Now against the lefty Matt Olson, the stalwart at first base for the Atlanta Braves, takes strike 1. I believe he's been on the Braves for his entire career. But he was an all-star as well. Takes strike 2 on a four-seamer at the top of the zone. Hitting .267, 26 home runs, 60 RBIs, 870 OPS, having an absolutely fantastic season. It's actually on the Athletics from 2016 to 2021. I guess just because he's played so much for the Braves that I've always thought he's a Brave. Swings and misses, though. Strike 3. Trevor Rogers with a perfect first inning. Gets his first strikeout there. And that is the Trevor Rogers we know and love here in Birdland. Making mincemeat of the top of the Braves order right there. Had his bad month of May. Very bad month of May. Though I think partially it was poor due to him coming off of a really nasty case of the flu. And really ever since June, he's been back to the Trevor Rogers we saw last year for the most part. He's been much better. So Rogers with a good 1-2-3 first inning there. Dylan Beavers is going to be leading off the game for the Orioles tonight, interestingly enough. Beavers, Alonso, and Henderson. No Adley Rutschman or Samuel Basayo for the O's for at least another week plus. Both of them are on the 10-day injured list Adley with a left wrist strain, I believe. Basayo with a shoulder injury of some sort. I don't remember exactly what. But the O's have to unfortunately roll with the catching duo of Sam Huff and Chadwick Tromp at the moment, neither of whom are all that good. Tromp's been a little bit better than Sam Huff. Sam Huff, with the bat in his hands, has been just terrible. But hopefully, well, ideally, we do not see Sam Huff tonight. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Dylan Beavers, I want to say this is his first time in the leadoff spot. I don't know for sure, though. I feel like this is his first time. Definitely first time this season for Beavers. He'll be going up against Grant Holmes. 19 games, 18 starts, 6-4 record, 3.7 ERA, 92 and a third innings pitched, 1.34 whip. Opponents hitting 237 off of him, 7.6 strikeouts per nine, 4.0 walks per nine, 15 home runs given up. Throws a low, it's going to be a called ball one. It's going to be a challenge immediately by Drake Baldwin. He's going to get this. This is a strike. Definitely on the line there. So it is in fact strike one. No, actually it's Drake Baldwin is DHing tonight. It is Joey Bart, the backup catcher for the Braves, doing the catching tonight. There's strike two on the cutter, up and out, kind of. Far side of the zone. Beavers has not swung yet. Hitting 248, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, 695 OPS. Spent a lot of time on the injured list this season, did Dylan Beavers. Batting from the left side against the righty Grant Holmes, who spikes a slider in the dirt for ball one. Holmes throws a lot of pitches. Baseball Savant lists 6 at the moment. Slider, four-seamer, sinker, curveball, cutter, and changeup. Slider is his most used pitch, then the four-seamer. Those are his primary 2 pitches against lefties. There is the slider. That one didn't look like it broke a ton. It's fouled off by Dylan Beaver, so still 1 and 2. Grant Holmes with a lot. Big head of hair as the Braves wear their blue caps tonight. Orioles in their City Connect jerseys. Very beautiful City Connect jerseys, I might add. That is a four-seamer outside. Ball 2. 2 and 2 is the count for Beavers at the moment. But Grant Holmes going up against top the order. Should it not be a 1-2-3 inning, Taylor Ward is in the DH spot tonight, normally hitting leadoff for the O's, but is not tonight. Dylan Beavers on the next pitch will ground this cutter foul. Not handled there by Bart either, so we go again. Dylan Beavers stays alive. But Beavers, in his rookie season, technically, debuted last September. So he's only really played like 3 full months of professional baseball, or Major League Baseball, I should say. Takes a slider there, ball 3. So as we're on the count full now. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Showing that Grant Holmes' whiff rate has gone down steadily over the past few years. So he's getting less swings and misses. Beaver's going to line this one up to second base. Misplayed by the second baseman, Ozzy Albies. Actually, never mind. That's shortstop and former Oriole, Jorge Mateo, who just misplays it completely. Was shaded behind the second base bag. So Beavers reaches pretty much on an infield error. Was rocketed right back up the middle. Skips off the mound a little bit, but it's in Mateo's glove and just kind of bounces out. And Jorge Mateo, for those who have followed the Orioles past couple of years and know about Jorge Mateo, his April was good. Everything else has not been after that. First pitch to Pete Alonso is a sinker below the zone, so Orioles get the leadoff man on. I don't know if they're going to count that as a hit or not. They are counting it as a hit for the moment. Pete hitting 247, 21 home runs, 66 RBIs, 807 OPS. Leads the Orioles in both home runs and RBIs. Takes strike 1 on a sinker there. But definitely knows the Braves well. Career versus Atlanta, 101 games, all with the Mets. 252 average, 18 home runs, 66 RBIs. as the Masson graphic just showed. So actually pretty much the same stats season-wise as his career against the Mets. Takes a fastball there, strike 2. But Alonso's slumped a little bit over this past week or so coming out of the break. Haven't had quite too many big hits at the moment. We'll swing and miss here on the slider. So there's out number 1 for Grant Holmes. Strikeout number 55 for Grant Holmes as well. Alonso does strike out a lot. I don't know if he leads the team in strikeouts, but he's got to be pretty close. Let's see. That is pitching. So strikeouts, it is, yeah, Pete Alonso does lead the team in strikeouts. Gunnar Henderson, who's up now to bat, takes ball 1 on a cutter below the zone, is right behind him in strikeouts. Alonso coming into this game, 112 strikeouts, now 113. Gunnar Henderson, 107 strikeouts. Henderson hitting 225, 17 home runs, 44 RBIs, 701 OPS. Did have a nice series against Boston. Hit a lot of balls to the opposite field, though it certainly helped that he had the green monster there. Takes a cutter just below the zone, ball 2. But it's kind of a flip-floppy type of order for the Orioles. You get the lefty Beavers, righty Alonso, lefty Henderson, righty Ward, lefty Cowser, switch hitter Taveras, lefty Holiday, Encarnacion Strand, I believe, is a righty. Gunnar Henderson's going to swing and miss on that cutter. 2-1. And then Trump, I think, is also a righty. Let me actually check. Encarnacion Strand is a righty. Trump also a righty. So kind of top of the order is no easy line of matchups here. Henderson takes ball 3 on a slider down and in. So second Oriole batter to work themselves into a 3-ball count. No walks yet for either team, actually. But Gunnar is in a favorable count. Calls time as well. Actually, I have a couple friends who are at the game at the moment. Gonna see if I can see them on TV. And I'm doing this one. This is my Friday thing at the moment. So it is definitely a good day to go to the ballpark, at least from what I've seen in the weather over in Baltimore. Henderson on the 3-1 takes all the way on a cutter 3-2. I think Gunnar was thinking that was going to be a little bit lower, maybe a slider. Instead, the count runs full. Taylor Ward is on deck, so barring a double play, we will see Taylor Ward. But Henderson in the full count with Dylan Beavers on first. He's going to swing and miss. Strike 3. Dylan Beavers is going to attempt to steal second, and he is called safe at the moment. Though I don't think this is going to remain a safe call, so this is actually going to probably be a strike him out, throw him out double play. Braves are going to challenge this, because the throw was located fairly well. Tag definitely looked like it got there, but it was a little offline. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's out. Yep. So it is a strike him out, throw him out, double play. So Grant Holmes is going to work around the leadoff base infield single. So that will end the inning. So Jorge Mateo does his job there against the Orioles. First time he's going to be playing against the Orioles, I believe, in his career. I don't think he debuted anywhere else. I think he debuted in the majors with the Orioles. He's a former New York Yankee prospect, I think, actually, if I remember correctly. But had been on the team for a few years. Actually, was on the Padres. Never mind. He debuted with the Padres. Yeah, he was an international free agent signing with the Yankees back in 2012, actually. When he would have been, let's see, 2005, it would have been 10. So I guess he would have been 18 when he signed with the Yankees. But eventually made his major league debut with Padres on in 2020 from the looks of it. Or maybe in 2021. August 13th, 2020. That's when Mateo debuted for the Padres. Then was claimed off waivers by the O's in 2021, and is now on the Braves. Was involved in that play there. So in the meantime, will be Michael Harris II, Mauricio Dubon, and Austin Riley to bat for the Braves. Mauricio Dubon did pretty well, but it's Michael Harris II. He's the one who's been really, really good this season. I don't think he's missed all that much time with injury either. Like, he's been a pretty steady fixture, has been Harris. They're showing the Kyle Bradish extension press talk that happened earlier today. Kyle Bradish signed a 5-year, $90 million extension as there's strike one to the lefty Michael Harris, hitting .299 on the season. Is Michael Harris II with an .834 OPS. Next pitch is going to be knocked high in the air, but not nearly far enough to do anything. We popped up the infield to Jackson Holliday for out number one. So that's a dangerous hitter to get away. But Harris, 19 home runs, 185 total bases as well. Very good season so far for Michael Harris, but a standing ovation for Kyle Bradish before the game as well. Again, 5-year, $90 million extension, tying him through till 2031, I guess, 2032, around there, for a while, which is what you want. Strike one to Mauricio Dubon, batting from the right side, hitting .265 on the season, 730 OPS, 10 home runs as well, 53 RBIs. Rogers on the next pitch is going to get a fly ball foul from the looks of it. It's going to drift over into the dugout, kind of the Orioles. But a quick 0-2 count on Mauricio. And O's coming off of a win against the Boston Red Sox where they snapped that 15-game winning streak from the Red Sox as Dubon's going to foul that changeup away. Stays 0-2. And they go 4-2 on their road trip against the Astros and Red Sox, sweeping the Astros coming out of the All-Star break where they had won 7 in a row. Lost a really frustrating one on Monday against the Red Sox. They probably should have won, committed 4 errors in that game as Dubon fouls that four-seamer back behind home plate. Stays 0-2. But then they split the doubleheader. Dean Kramer has a pretty poor game in the opener and the doubleheader on Wednesday, but they win on the nightcap with Kyle Bradish on the mound in his first game since signing the extension. Now Trevor Rogers in the 0-2 will have Dubon poke this one right to Pete Alonso at first base for out number 2. So 5 up, 5 down for Trevor Rogers. Brings up Austin Riley, who's not having quite as good of a season. So yeah, from the Bradish, the 2027 to 2031 seasons, bought out 2 years of arbitration and 3 years of free agency. Deal runs through his age 34 season. So Austin Riley, 216 batting average, 649 OPS, 48 home runs, 12 home runs, 48 RBIs. My bad. I was going to say, he's hitting 48 home runs around the All-Star break. That would have been crazy. But no, takes ball 1 as well. So don't think that was the first pitch ball from Trevor Rogers tonight, but first one this inning. There's pop up by Austin Riley on the cutter to shallow center field. Jackson Holliday, now Gunnar Henderson calling him off. And that is a perfect second inning. So 6 up, 6 down for Trevor Rogers. Orioles with the lone hit so far. That was kind of an error on Jorge Mateo. Just wasn't played very well on the Dylan Beavers leadoff hit. Otherwise, has not really been anything so far. We'll see if Ward, Cowser, and Taveras, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, can find some more success against Grant Holmes in inning number 2. Righty-lefty switch hitter. So I guess Taveras probably go from the left side against the righty Grant Holmes. Let's see, where Austin Riley, yeah, his first round pick back in 2015, so he's a veteran of the Atlanta Braves. When did he debut? I'm curious. Actually, probably says on there, right? Let's see. Just looking at the Fangraphs page. Debuted in 2019. Okay. They drafted him out of high school. Okay. And then he debuted in 2019. Two-time All-Star, World Series champion in 2021. Two-time Silver Slugger as well for Austin Riley, though popped out. There we go. Box score is updated now. So Taylor Ward, Colton Cowser, Leody Taveras. Ward hitting .251 on the season. Actually leads the team in batting average for, I think, like qualified hitters. I think Blaze Alexander would have been leading the team. Ward's going to pop the first pitch up and into foul territory and out of play. Matt Olson's going to have to watch that one go. But yeah, Ward 251 batting average, 746 OPS, just 7 home runs and 27 RBIs, but does have 80 walks, which leads the team by a large margin. 95 strikeouts, though. So sees a ton of pitches, does not swing a lot. So did swing at the first pitch there. Takes strike 2 on a very well-placed slider. And the power has not been all that there for Taylor Ward this season. Just says 1 home run at Camden Yards. The rest of them have been away. There is ball 1 on the slider in the dirt. But last week we saw Taylor Ward hit a 2-run home run, which would wind up being the game-winning 2-run home run against the Astros in that 3-2 victory down in Houston. See if Ward can get a hit here. On the 1-2, we'll take down and away, ball 2 on the slider. And I'll go to the scoreboard soon, but there's been a lot to talk about so far this game. A lot of narratives and stuff. 2-2 to Taylor Ward is going to be knocked high in the air. Pretty deep, but not nearly deep enough. Kind of mid-right field. Route number 1 flies out to White. Actually don't know his first name off the top of my head. It is Eli White. It was a cash considerations acquisition from the Texas Rangers back in 2022. So that is out number 1 for Grant Holmes here in the bottom of the second. It brings up Colton Cowser, hitting just .207 on the season. Not been great from him behind the plate. Or not behind the plate, at the plate. Takes a curveball outside, though, ball 1. Cowser with a .638 OPS, on base plus slugging. 5 stolen bases on the season. Has 27 RBIs and 8 home runs. Takes a slider there at the top of the zone. Called ball 2. Should have been strike 1. But I'm sure Cowser will take that. Had a really nice stretch, like end of April, or end of May. Like late May, early June, had a great stretch, but it's cooled off again. That one is not caught on the fastball. A little, also should have been a strike, but instead it's ball 3. So what should be a 1-2 count is instead a 3-0 count for Colton Cowser. I'm sure he will gladly take that. So you got to make these count, though. 3-0, Cowser takes all the way. 4-seamer in the middle for strike 1. But 27 pitches at the moment for Grant Holmes. And just surrendered the leadoff single and nothing more. Leody Taveras on deck. Cowser takes strike 2 on the cutter. That one for sure in the zone. So Holmes has worked himself back into a full count. The Braves got off to a really, really hot start. Cooled off a little bit since then, but they're still 60-42. Still leading the NL East. But Philly has crept up on them very quickly, as Cowser will swing and miss on the slider for strike 3. So that is the 3rd strikeout for Grant Holmes tonight so far. That has been one thing that the O's have done a lot coming out of the All-Star break is strike out. They've struck out a lot in Houston, struck out a lot in Boston, and they've started striking out a lot as well here against Atlanta. Strike 1 on the cutter to Leody Taveras. Again, yep, batting from the left side. Hawaiian shirt night as well at the ballpark over in Camden Yards. I believe tomorrow as well is going to be Hawaiian shirt night. Not that I'm going to be going. That is four-seamer outside, ball one. Leota hitting 237 batting average, 4 home runs, 37 RBIs, 673 OPS. Has had a lot of success hitting with runner in scoring position, though does not have any here. Takes a four-seamer that looks more like a changeup with his movement, or more like sinker changeup with a little bit of diagonal action. Below the zone anyway, ball two. But O's have had a patient approach so far against Grant Holmes, though it has not exactly paid off. 3-1 count, though, for Leota Taveras on that slider down and in. No walks yet for the O's so far, despite multiple 3-ball counts. Holmes has done a good enough job to mitigate the poor pitches in 3-ball counts. Taveras in 3-1 here will take called strike two. May have been a little outside. He's actually going to challenge this, I think. Might have clipped the zone. This is going to be really close. Called a strike. This might be a little outside. This is going to be really, really close. It is just outside. Good challenge there from Leota Taveras. Not by much at all. Less than 1/10 of an inch. My goodness. So Leota earns his walk right there. First walk of the night for either team. Gets a 2-out man on. My goodness. That was really close. So O's have now walked in 95 straight games. Jackson Holliday up to bat, hitting 216. Will take all the way on the cutter. Strike one, top of the zone. Probably a pitch he could have swung at. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 697 OPS. Did not play until mid-May due to injury. Takes up and away. Ball one. I think they're showing stats against Grant Holmes. I almost said Clay Holmes, different Holmes. And I think he's hitting really well against Grant Holmes. I'm sure Jackson Holliday would not want to see Clay Holmes, given that he got beaten in the face a couple years ago. All right, I'm thinking Heston Kjerstad, but there's Jackson Holliday lining it over into the right field. That is a base hit. Leota's going to race over to third, and that is a sharp single for Jackson Holliday. Runners on the corners. Holliday reaches base on the single. Second hit of the night for the Orioles. They have 2 on now. Cutter that just kind of hangs right up in the middle of the zone. And Holliday lines it right past Matt Olson. Almost hits Leota Taveras as well. But travels over to Eli White in right field. He's able to keep Leota at third base, but it is runners at the corner. Brings up Christian Encarnacion Strand, filling in the infield after Blaze Alexander went down with a broken hand at the end of the first half before the All-Star break. Last game before the All-Star break, courtesy of Lucas Ursag. Takes up and in ball one. But Encarnacion Strand had a great series against Boston. Couple of home runs there. Just his 5th game of the season. 2 home runs already, 4 RBIs. Will knock this one foul on the sinker, 1-1. 375 OPS, 1,125 OPS, 375 batting average. But again, it's only 17th plate appearance this season, so it's very small sample size right there. But does have 6 total hits already in those 16 appearances. Takes outside with a 4-seamer, ball 2. So for the way he's been hitting, over these, couple of games that he's had, it's nice to have him in the 8-hole. And a favorable count here, 2-1. Orioles looking to get up on the board first. Will knock this one foul. Chased a fastball a little bit above the zone. Strike 2. Jackson Holliday, I think, was trying to steal. And I realized I confused Holliday with Heston Kjerstad for a sec. Kjerstad was the one who got hit in the face by Clay Holmes on the Yankees a couple years ago during the rain. Holliday did not. But there's been rumblings of Heston Kjerstad getting called up soon because he's been hitting well in AAA. See if that happens this season. But Encarnacion Strand in a 2-2 count at the moment. Taveras on third, Holliday on first. Strand's going to knock this one pretty high in the air. This will drift foul, though. So little late on that swing, but stays alive. 42 pitches currently for Grant Holmes, though has not given up a run yet. Let's see if CES can change that. 2-2 again. Encarnacion Strand's going to knock this one foul again on the fastball. 96 for Grant Holmes. Then all four seamers and sinkers in this pitch sequence. No breaking balls yet. Then Encarnacion Strand was a cash considerations acquisition from the Cincinnati Reds back in April. Just spent most of his time in the minors this season. But still in a 2-2 count at the moment against Grant Holmes. Looking to get the O's on the board first here. He will knock someone high in the air, pretty deep over and down for a base hit over near the left field wall. That is going to plate one. That should plate two. Christian Encarnacion Strand with a 2-out, 2-run, 2-strike double to get the Orioles on the board in the second. All the twos in the world for Christian Encarnacion Strand. The hyphenated last name as well. The two-name last name. Just demolished that pitch over into left field. First double of the season for Christian Encarnacion Strand, former Cincinnati Red. It's been filling in really well as that's a fastball, just hangs right in the middle. Almost gets out of there, but places it well enough there to get the Orioles on the board. And that is exactly the kind of magic they need going into this second half of the season. So it's a theme of twos right there. Brings up Chadwick Trump, the third catcher, really. Actually, he's more the fourth catcher they've used this season. Sam House been the third one mostly, but with their two catchers in Adley Rutschman and Samuel Basayo on the IL, Chadwick Trump's up to bat. I believe he actually played on the Braves earlier this season as well, hitting just .212 on the season. Takes a low sinker, probably clipped the zone, strike one. But Trump played on the O's last year, then was on the Braves to start this year, and got DFA'd, is now back on the Orioles. Will knock this slider foul back into the lap of his replacement, basically, in Joey Bart. So, just giving a smile there to Bart. Is like, hey, I used to be in your exact spot a couple months ago. But Christian Encarnacion Strand has come up big so far for the O's in this game. It's given them the early 2-0 lead. See if Trump can knock him over in an 0-2 hole at the moment, though. Trump will swing and miss on the slider, strike three. So the strikeout comes in batter too late, though, for Grant Holmes, as Christian Encarnacion Strand, from out of nowhere, is turned into a blazing hot hitter. Ironic that he's replacing Blaze Alexander in the lineup due to Blaze's injury. That is exactly what they need. Tyler O'Neill with his massive biceps flexing in the dugout. That is excellent to see right there. Don't expect too much from the 9-hole going forward for these next week or so with Trump and Huff there, because neither of them bat well whatsoever. But hey, O's are on the board. Let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard. Actually, going to check my fantasy baseball team first. Let's see if they are... I'm getting there. Shane McClanahan's pitching well. Trey Savage is not. Nice. The Red Sox are already up 1-0. Unfortunately, I'm facing Trevor Rogers in fantasy, so that's gonna suck for my fantasy team, but I'd rather he pitch well and I lose in fantasy. I did have Trevor Rogers on my fantasy team early in the season, but I dropped him after he pitched poorly for a while. And then this guy who's a Yankees fan had to pick him up, which is annoying. But it is what it is. So anyway, out-of-town scoreboard. We had one game already conclude, I believe. The Rockies and the Brewers. That was the Rockies actually winning that one 5-2. Of course, TJ Rumfield did not start, but he still came in and got 4 fantasy points. He's on my bench. But oh well. But yeah, games going on right now. Other than that, the Red Sox on 1-0 over the Blue Jays, bottom of the first. Cubs and Pirates scoreless, middle of the 5th. Royals down 2-1 to the Tigers, end of the 4th. Diamondbacks up 2-0 over the Nats, middle of the 3rd. Yankees up 1-0 over the Phillies. Come on, Phillies. Let's go beat the Yankees. Bottom of the 4th there. Rays up 2-0 over the Guardians, top of the 3rd. Mets up 1-0 over the Dodgers, end of the 2nd. And then Padres and Marlins scoreless, middle of the 2nd. We also have the Mariners and Rangers, Athletics and Twins, Reds, Cardinals, and then Angels and Giants later on tonight. Strike 1 from Trevor Rogers to Eli White, the 7-hitter in right field, hitting .220 on the season. White, Bart, and Mateo, 7, 8, 9 hitters. This one's going to be knocked high in the air, but foul. That would have easily a home run, just pulled well too far by Eli White. So instead is a long strike 2. Hitting .220 on the season, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, 674 OPS. The 0-2 is going to be knocked high over into right field, but that is where Leody Taveras will find it pretty easily for a nice, easy flyout, out number 1. So Joey Bart now up to bat. Only his 17th game of the season for the Braves and 37th plate appearance. 139 batting average, 640 OPS. Does have 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Just 5 total hits, so I guess there's a good bit of power there. 2 doubles as well. Well, actually, this looks a little out of date. There's strike 1 as well on the sweeper, because they're saying Bart has a .213 batting average, 4 home runs. So this one is behind somehow? If I refresh this, I guess they just have not updated Joey Bart's stats all that much. I don't know. Either way, it's not been a great time at the plate for Joey Bart in his limited appearances. We'll take down with a sweeper, ball 1. But I think probably just giving Drake Baldwin some, want to keep his bat in the lineup, obviously, because he's hitting really well, but give him a little bit of rest behind the plate. So Bart gets the start here. Also because he's a righty. We'll foul this one up and away on the fastball, 1-2. He's righty. Rogers is lefty. Drake Baldwin is also a lefty catcher. So stacking the lineup with righties. So the 1-2 from Rogers to Bart is going to be grounded over up the first base line for hit number 1 for the Braves. Taveras is going to throw it over to second base, and Bart has the first hit for the Braves, a leadoff double. Not a leadoff, sorry. A one-out double. So that is the 8th hitter is incredibly good month of April, as is usual for him. But the very talented shortstop most of the time. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 675 OPS. It always seemed to just light it up in April, then fall off after that. Swing and miss on the changeup, strike 1. It hit. Actually, that's May, but it hit .296 with a 789 OPS in April, though. It was only not a full month there. It was not a regular player. Kind of just played half the games, but hit .347, 976 OPS in May for about 2/3 of the games. Takes down in with a changeup, 1-1. But then hit 133 and 354 OPS in June, and 111, 325 OPS in July. So the usual Jorge Mateo stats right there. See if Trevor Rogers can solve them here. Mateo's going to pop this one up to medium right field. Leody Taveras does not have to range all that much, makes the catch. Joey Bart does not try to take third, so it is an unproductive flyout to right for out number 2. 29 pitches currently for Trevor Rogers through 2 2/3 of 1-hit baseball at the moment. Flips the lineup card back over to Drake Baldwin, who got out his first time up. I believe it was a flyout to ground out, actually. Ground out to Pete Alonso, I think. Or it was a ground out to someone. It was one of that. Feels like a lifetime ago. But yeah. Definitely dangerous with runners in scoring position. Does not hold up his swing on the 4-seamer upstairs. 0-1. Good pitch there from Trevor Rogers. But the 4-seamer, they're showing last 8 games that Rogers pitched in, the 4-seamer has been significantly better. got a lot more swings and misses. We'll have a check swing foul on the sweeper for strike 2. Just 1 strikeout currently for Trevor Rogers compared to the 4 already that the Orioles have swung and missed. But looking to maybe strike out Drake Baldwin here to end the inning. Baldwin with runners scoring position this season, 343 batting average, 2 home runs, 37 RBIs. A really dangerous hitter. Came out really hot outside of the coming out of the All-Star break. See if Rogers can shut him down a second time here. He will have it fouled off instead on the sinker. Pretty well placed, but Baldwin covers it. So it remains 0-2. We'll see if Rogers goes for the fastball again, because that's been working well, or if he goes for a breaking ball. Maybe change up as well. I don't think he throws the changeup too much to lefties, though. There is a breaking ball. Strike 3. Sweeper just curls right in there for a shutdown 3rd inning. So the perfect game is broken up after 8 batters. Or I guess technically after 7. The 8th batter broke it up. I know it's still a shutdown inning there. We remain 2-0. Hello, Kevin. Christian Encarnacion Strand is doing what he does best, and that is hit like Barry Bonds or Ichiro or whatever. He's hitting really well. He's giving the Orioles a 2-0 lead. Box score. That was not my fault this time why the box score was slow to update. That was a ESPN thing. But it will be the top of the order, Beavers, Alonso, and Henderson to bat in the 4th inning. Beavers with an infield single first time it was up to lead off for the O's. Just hit it right at Jorge Mateo, who did not field it cleanly. But was then stranded at first base. Well, actually, no, he wasn't stranded. He got caught stealing at second. So hopefully Dylan Beavers does not do that this time. But the O's have an early lead, looking to start a new winning streak after they won yesterday, but had their winning streak snapped on Monday. It's definitely a pretty pivotal stretch for the Orioles going into the trade deadline in a couple weeks. Good couple series could easily make them buyers. Bad couple series, maybe they do some soft sells. Who knows? But it's very, very pivotal that the O's start stacking some wins. They are in a good spot to do it at the moment. I'm going to take another sip of water. Let's see. I did not have on my bingo card this year that Christian Encarnacion Strand would be hitting as well as he has through like 5 games. Kevin and Ben are over in the broadcast booth, the current Massenet team, so to speak. Though I do want to see another 3-man booth. Get Jim Palmer in there as well. He was calling the series with Ben Wagner, both away series coming out of the break. But Jim's off here as Dylan Beavers is going to ground the first pitch foul up the first base line. But 48 pitches now for Grant Holmes, giving up 2 runs. Beavers has one of the 3 current hits for the O's. See if he can go 2 for 2 here. On the 0-1, he will take good curveball there, strike 2. So he did battle back from an 0-2 count to a full count, if I remember correctly, before eventually getting on base. See if Beavers can do that here again. Doesn't have to go to a full count, but let's see if Beavers can battle. Takes a curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. So O's have gotten up on the board early and have been working the pitch count pretty well. Only 1 walk, though, for the O's. That was an overturned walk by Elio Taveras, which wound up being pretty crucial, given that he would wind up scoring. As Beavers going to line this one over. Nice snag there by the second baseman, Ozzie Albies, who's going to throw Beavers out by a step. Made it look casual, but that was really impressive. So Ozzie Albies is having a great season offensively. Makes a very good defensive play right there on the backhanded pick. That was easy single there from Beavers. If that was not the case, probably would not have been a double, but it was Well played there by the second baseman, Ozzy Albies. Brings up Pete Alonso, who struck out first time is up. He's going to knock this first pitch slider foul. Kind of a hanging slider there. Just Alonso has been in a slight funk at the moment, so a little off there. But Alonso did strike out on the slider first time up. Alonso on the next pitch will knock the one high in the air, pretty deep at the warning track, but caught by the center fielder, Michael Harris II. Just a little too high for Alonso, not enough depth. So that was either a double, might have been a home run robbery. Either way, it is an out in the end. Well played there by Michael Harris, looking like Cedric Mullins with that kind of play. And might have hit off the wall, but I think it would have hit off the wall, but it's still unfortunate there for Pete Alonso. And to answer your earlier question, Kevin, I am doing well. Gunnar Henderson takes four-seamer, well called by the umpire, just a little inside ball one. So some great defensive work by the Braves here in the bottom of the third inning to rob some hits. Henderson with nobody on, 2 out, will knock this one foul on the cutter. But I'm enjoying the Orioles' recent success and the current lead that they have. Henderson struck out on a slider that would wind up being a strike him out, throw him out double play back in the first inning, and a 1-1 count at the moment. We'll take downstairs ball 2 on the changeup. But this Braves team missing Ronald Acuna Jr. at the moment, as he is injured, unfortunately, again. Henderson's going to ground this one over to first base. Olsen fields it, throws it to Holmes for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 third inning there for Grant Holmes. Puts Trevor Rogers up against Ozzy Albies, Matt Olson, and Michael Harris II. So all 3 guys who are involved in the outs in the bottom of the third will bat in the top of the fourth. Funny how that happens sometimes. Very funny how that happens sometimes. And again, the O's still hold a 2-0 lead. We'll see if Trevor Rogers can keep that lead safe. Gotta love Twitter sometimes. Twitter just do be a little weird. All right. Let's see. I feel like I burned through all my talking points already. Okay, the Braves. Actually, I'm curious, like, how the Braves are doing record-wise this month. Let's see. Schedule. So they're next pretty good stretch out of the All-Star break. They're, let's see, 5-2 out of the All-Star break. Won 3 of 4 against San Diego, then won 2 and 3. 2 of 3 against Texas coming out of the break. And then didn't have a great stretch going into the All-Star break, though. Kind of a little below 500. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually, they were 6-6. They have a positive record back in July. They did not have a very good June. So first pitch from Trevor Rogers to Ozzy Albies is going to be knocked over into right field for a base hit. No real chance for anyone there from the O's to make a play. So leadoff single for the Braves gets them started here in the top of the 4th inning. I am also very happy we ended the Red Sox win streak. Should have happened on Monday, but got it done in the end. Very glad they did not get swept. There we go. That should be good now. The Corona deck is out on the flag court is open now, I believe, over in Camden. Swing and miss, strike one from Matt Olson, the lone strikeout victim. Actually, no, sorry, mind. One of the first strikeout victim of Trevor Rogers. Struck out to end the first inning. Greg Baldwin struck out last time he was up. Olson's going to take low on the sweeper, ball one. Matt Olson, as per usual, having a good season for the Braves. Would love a double play here, though. That would be very nice. Let's ground it right to Gunnar Henderson. That one is painted. It's going to be challenged here by Chadwick Tromp, and I think this is going to get overturned to a strike. It's called a ball, but I think this just barely clipped the zone. And it did. So perfect pitch there from Trevor Rogers on the four-seamer, bottom right corner for strike two. So far, teams are 3 for 3 on challenges. O's 2 for 2, Braves 1 for 1. There's been a couple of calls by the ump that have been a little off, but for the most part, he's actually been calling it pretty well, strike zone wise. So Rogers ahead 1-2 against Matt Olson. That one is well low on the changeup. 2-2. Career versus Trevor Rogers, Matt Olson 1 for 17, 9 strikeouts, surprisingly enough. That's impressive. I guess Trevor Rogers did pitch in Miami, so they did see each other a decent amount. So 2-2 now to Olson is, called this, going to get overturned to a strikeout. Sweeper that is going to drop right into the top left corner. Called a ball, but Trump with a wise challenge here, and this will be strike 3. So pretty much the same spot he struck out Drake Baldwin in. This time it wasn't called, but is going to be overturned. So Chadwick Trump, the bat might not be good for him, but that's a pair of really nice challenges to get Matt Olson out on strikes. Perfect sweeper. Rogers kind of just laughing to himself a little bit. He's like, all right, sure, I'll take it. Because I don't think that was where he's trying to put that sweeper, but wound up being pretty perfect. Michael Harris II will knock the first pitch foul on the four-seamer. I believe he flew out his first time up to right field. Or popped out. Oh, he popped out to the infield, I think. It was one of that. Rogers is, in fact, dealing tonight. I agree, Kevin. 40 pitches currently through 3 1/3. That one is outside of the four-seamer, ball one. Career versus the Braves with the Marlins. 0-7, 5.57 ERA with the Orioles. 1 game played. That was last season win. 6 2/3 innings pitched. That one is, what a sword right there. My goodness. That fastball was right by the hands of Harris, but he swings at it anyway. And well caught there by Chadwick Tromp as well. That was definition of a sword, 1 and 2. I hope he gets a contract. I assume he will. I don't know why they wouldn't extend him. Because I feel like both sides have talked about it. We just haven't seen it yet. But it'll happen, I bet. The 1-2 is going to be knocked foul on the sweeper. Because it's definitely, the O's have shown they're willing to extend pitchers now with both Boz and Bradish. And Rogers definitely expressed his liking of being extended by the O's. Like, he wants to sign another contract. And I think the O's probably now, with Bradish's contract done, my guess is Elias and Rubenstein are going to focus more on Rogers now. That one's going to be lined by Harris over into pretty deep left field. Beavers will not have a chance. That one just kept carrying. Wow. And Albies is going to stop at third base. That is going to be a deep double there from Michael Harris II. Looked like a line shot that Dylan Beavers would have had pretty easily, but that one just kept going. So deep into the left field wall, but still no runs, thankfully. It's a fastball that just kind of hangs up a little bit on the outside part. Good plate coverage there by Harris, and that's just kind of what he's been doing all season. Just with the swing, it didn't look like he got a ton of power under it, but it just carried a lot. So Mauricio Dubon has a chance to tie it up with a ball past the infield. Lined out to Jackson Holiday last time he was up. First pitch, he will knock this one foul on the four-seamer. Runners on second and third, 1 out. No easy double play here. Dubon hitting 345 with 5 home runs with runners in scoring position here. Has 2 at the moment and only 1 out. The strikeout here would be huge. This one is going to be upstairs a little bit. Ball 1. So Rogers with the first real traffic jam here in the game. Going to need to find a way to get out of it. That one's going to be knocked over into center field right at Colton Cowser. He has to backpedal, so this will be a sac fly for Mauricio Dubon. Luckily, they're able to hold Michael Harris II at second. Ozzy Albies gets home, so it is now 2-1. Good situational hitting there by the Braves to get a run in. Rogers does get his second out of the inning, but does give up a run. So the lead has been cut in half by the Braves. And definitely did feel like that 2 runs is probably not going to be able to do it. But I agree. We can live with one run. Just need to get the third out here. First pitch to Austin Riley is taken, dropped a little bit by Chadwick Trump, but no attempt to take third from Michael Harris II. I don't know why I'm saying his full name, but I like doing it. But 1-0 for Trevor Rogers, now 48 pitches through 3 2/3. Riley popped out in the second inning last time he was up. Next pitch is going to be knocked foul on the changeup, 1-1. The longtime Atlanta Brave, a lot of these guys are pretty long-time Atlanta Braves. We're showing Samuel Basayo in the dugout on the injured list. Don't know exactly for how long, but Austin Riley, who has been steadily declining since 2021, having his worst career year so far. And the 1-1 will knock this one high and foul. I have noticed the Orioles have been very aggressive on their steals lately, especially for some reason Pete Alonso. I don't know why. But maybe I think it's because their offense, like as a whole, has not been super efficient. Like they've definitely struggled coming out of the break, especially with strikeouts. They struck out a ton. I think they're trying to manufacture a few more runs. 1-2 is going to be knocked foul again. 96 on the 4-seamer there from Trevor Rogers. But I'm good with Pete not trying to steal anymore because it's funny when he does it, but he's not the guy you need to steal. Just needs some production more, a little bit more efficiency from some of the guys at the top. 1-2 now is going to be knocked foul again. A lot of fastballs for Trevor Rogers. Riley's been able to get contact on them enough to stay alive. So we'll see if Rogers sticks with the fastball, goes off speed. Maybe he goes for a different type of fastball. I don't know. He goes off speed on the changeup. Now it's going to be lined right back up the middle. That is going to tie the game. So first time Trevor Rogers allowed more than 1 run in 6 starts now. There's 5 straight starts for Trevor Rogers without allowing more than 1 run. That gets broken here. Braves have tied the game. So changeup that hangs up way too much. Not a very good pitch there from Trevor Rogers. Nobody in the middle of the field. Orioles playing more in the default positions there. So it's a RBI single there for Austin Riley on 2 outs and 2 strikes. That has been the thing that's killed Trevor Rogers a lot. Killed him a ton in May. Drew French is going to come out and talk with Rogers, who was cruising through 3 innings. Now has ran into a lot of trouble here in the 4th. So last time he gave up 2 runs was June 14th against San Diego. So basically a little over a full month since Trevor Rogers had done that. So Eli White, who flied out to right field last time he was up, is up to bat. Luckily, there's no runners in scoring position at the moment to start out this bat. First swing is a swing and a miss on the 4-seamer. Have not seen a ton of those actually so far tonight from Trevor Rogers. Does have 3 strikeouts, but a couple of them have been on, or well, one of them was on a strikeout looking. Next pitch is another swing and miss, kind of. He does go around, check swing, but did not hold up. 0-2. And that was for sure a swing. So 0-2 here against Whites, and that is going to be popped in the air. Shallow right field. Taveras ranges in and makes the play. So Rogers unfortunately gives up 2. So we are tied once more. It will be Ward, Cowser, and Taveras up to bat for the O's in the 5th inning. Rogers just didn't quite look like he was as sharp that time. Wasn't getting a lot of swings and misses. I think it was relying a little too much on the fastball, and the changeup was not doing all that well. I was surprised he didn't throw more like sweepers or anything like that. Because he threw, what else did he throw actually? I don't know. That was an interesting inning there. See if the O's offense can find some more runs here as we move forward. Let's see. Dusk Bloods, closed network test registration. Oh, it's the registration period right now. The new FromSoft game that's coming out sometime. Still have not seen any gameplay from that, which is very funny because it's been announced for like almost a year now. Let's see, McClanahan 3-1 there. Red Sox still up 1-0. All right. Scoreboard has been any changes so far? It's not been too much time. Red Sox still up 1-0. Cubs Pirates 1-1. Tigers still up 2-1 over the Royals. Nats Diamondbacks now tied 2 apiece. Yankees still up 1-0 over the Phillies. Rays up 3-1 over the Guardians. Dodgers Mets tied 1. Marlins up 1-0 over the Padres. White Sox up 3-0 over the Astros. And then Mariners and Rangers scoreless. They just started. But it's Hawaiian shirt night over at the ballpark. The I forget what they call it, but it's like Hawaiian dresses or like the Hawaiian skirts that they wear on the hot dogs this time for the hot dog race. Taylor Ward on the first pitch takes all the way on the sinker in the zone. Strike 1. 0 for 1 on the night so far is Taylor Ward. Flied out last time he was up. We'll take a very good slider there. Strike 2. Gonna need to go get some more water in a moment. Oop, whoops. But the Colton Luis Veras got the rally started last time he was up. He bats third here again. Ward takes down and away, ball 1. We'll see if Ward and or Cowser can get on base, though, this time. Still only the 1 walk from either team. That was Leo Taveras back in that second inning, as Ward's going to line this one up into left field for a base hit. Splits the defenders there on the infield for a leadoff single. Taylor Ward is on base for the first time tonight. Hanging slider there, just loops that one right back over into left field. Just hangs up way too much, and Ward gets plenty of that. Right in between the shortstop and third base. No chance for either guys. Definitely well elevated. They wouldn't have had a chance even if they were positioned correctly. So a sharp liner there for a single. Brings up Colton Cowser. Takes up and away on a curveball. A little bit outside at ball 1. Struck out his first time up. But looking to prevent the shutdown inning for Brant Holmes after the Braves put up 2 there in the top of the 4th. Alger knocks this one high in the air, deep right field. Does that stay fair? No. Just barely. Cowser got all of that one, but was just a little bit out of front. The fans are saying it's fair. It's hard to tell with a home plate camera. The O's are going to call for review. That was a fastball that just hung right up in the middle. Pulled over towards the flag court. Called foul initially. Let's see. Ooh, actually, I don't know. This it's a Utah Street home run of that if this goes all the way. This ball was destroyed. It kind of like it goes over the foul pole is the problem. So we'll see what happens here. They are calling for a review. Albie and Kauser are chatting there. So this was hit a long, long way. Kauser got a fastball and he destroyed it. The behind the home plate camera does not have a good angle on it whatsoever. It looks foul like that, but the other angle looks completely different, and it looks like it might be fair because it looks like it goes over the foul pole, but it's hard to tell, so I don't know. And I think they called it foul, unfortunately. So I think it was just a little bit too much of a pull there for Colton Kauser. Just barely misses a home run to make it 4-2. My guess is Holmes will not throw him a fastball after that one. That was destroyed. So it's instead a very dramatic 1-1. There is a changeup outside ball 2. So the call did stand. It would have been it was very close. I could see them keeping that. It was just hard to tell perspective-wise. There's no real easy way to determine it. That one is a changeup well up and away, ball 3. So he's throwing the right pitch to Kauser, Grant Holmes. He's throwing the changeup. He's just not locating it all that well. But Kauser is a favorable count here. Taylor Ward on first base. Lugo Taveras on deck. Kauser is going to take a cutter at top of the zone, but called ball 4. Okay. That should have been strike 2, but all right. Colton Kauser's had a couple of those where they've been in the zone, but not called a strike. No challenge either from the Braves, either Bart or Holmes. That is in the zone, or well, clips the top of the zone. So it instead is a walk, 2 on, nobody out here for the Orioles. Exactly what they need. Taveras, who overturned a pitch to a walk last time he was up and eventually was driven home by Christian Encarnacion Strand, up to bat now. But Taveras does hit well with runners in scoring position. On the first pitch, will take upstairs with a slider. That one is upstairs for sure. Ball 1. 67 pitches at the moment for Grant Holmes. But we'll see. I don't know if Taveras is going to want to bunt here. Did not square to bunt that time. Does like to bunt, does Leote. He does square here and pops the bunt up instead behind home plate and foul. And pops it back into the stands, actually. But he's had... I'm assuming he's the guy who leads the O's in sack bunts, Leote Taveras. He's bunted himself on a couple of times as well. I think the Braves defense has been getting ready for a bunt. See if he goes here on the 1-1. He does, and he lays it down perfectly. What a bunt there from Taveras. He will get thrown out of first base, but exactly what you want. So it pushes the runners to second and third, just softly up the third base line. So Taveras does what he was wanting to do there, gets high fives in the dugout. So 14 sack bunts on the season for the O's. They had 3 all of last season, according to Ben McDonald from what I just heard. Good play by Joey Bart to get Leote Taveras out. But now it is runners on second and third, 1 out for the O's. Jackson Holliday, who singled last time he was up to bat, will knock the first pitch high in the air, pretty deep. This should be a sac fly here over into right field. And that will give the Orioles back the lead. So that drives home Taylor Ward. A little bit of small ball for the Orioles right there. Also brings up Christian Encarnacion Strand. So Holliday does what he needs to do, gets the ball past the infield with 1 out and a runner on third base. That's something the Orioles have not done a ton this season, is that kind of efficiency from their offense. Kauser still remains at second base, but it's still a runner in scoring position for Mr. Ichiro Suzuki at the moment. Christian Encarnacion Strand takes strike 1 on fastball there, but doubled sharply to left field for a 2 RBIs back in the second inning. We'll see if he can replicate that here. Brand will ground this one instead over to third base. Bobbled a little bit, but the throw will be in time. So unfortunately, Encarnacion Strand cannot replicate his success first time up, but the Orioles do take the lead. Unfortunately, they only get one with 2 on, nobody out, but still, the small ball is pretty nice. You do like getting at least 1 run there. And it prevents the shutdown inning, so better than nothing. I'll take it. And I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. All right, we're back. So it should be Bart, Mateo, and Drake Baldwin, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Joey Bart with the first hit for the Braves back in the third inning will lead off here. And then it is former Oriole Jorge Mateo and Drake Baldwin, who is 0 for 2 at the moment. Trevor Rogers, who had his worst inning last inning. We'll see if he can bounce back here. Shutdown inning here would be awesome. Red Sox are winning even more now. I think that was a Cedar Rafaela. Calling that a home run? I think they called that a home run there. Fine. So I'm actually pacing Trey Savage in fantasy, so it's good that they're beating up on him. So first pitch from Rogers to Joey Bart here is a 4-seamer strike 1 right at the top middle of the zone. But Bart doubled last time he was up, though was not knocked in. 15 of 17 first pitch strikes for Trevor Rogers tonight, so he's been very good at getting ahead. Has not walked a batter yet. That one is going to be knocked high in the air, pretty deep at the warning track, but caught at the warning track by Dylan Beaver's basket catch a little bit. So that looked pretty scary there for a sec, but is instead a loud out number 1. Right in front of the splash zone area in the bullpen. So good defensive play there by Dylan Beavers for the first out. But Beavers kind of tracks it all the way, yep, in front of the bird bath, in front of the Budweiser sign for out number 1. This one is good cutter there, strike 1 on Jorge Mateo right at the bottom of the zone. So not exactly the contact you want to see there from or given up by Trevor Rogers, but is an out. Swing and miss by Mateo on the changeup, strike 2. So he's quickly ahead against his former brief teammate in Jorge. And Mateo's going to ground this one over to Gunnar Henderson at short. The throw to first base is just in time. We all know Mateo is speedy, but Henderson's also pretty good at that shortstop position. So beats Mateo out just by a little bit. And is, let's see, did he actually? Yep, by a half step. Not by much, but by enough. So good defensive play there by Gunnar. 2 up, 2 down here for Trevor Rogers here in the top of the 5th. So I was a little surprised that the throw beat him out. Swing and miss by Drake Baldwin, strike 1. Because we all know Jorge Mateo's a speedy guy. And that it was not exactly a super sharp ground ball, but And it was enough. Gunnar Henderson has a lot of arm strength. Baldwin fouls that cutter away 0-2. Rogers looking for his fourth strikeout of the night. Did strike out Drake Baldwin last time he was up on a sweeper, if I remember correctly. 63 pitches currently for Trevor Rogers right now. See if he can end it on the 64th here through 5. That'd be very nice. My guess is he throws a breaking ball outside of the zone. He does, and it's a swing and miss. Changeup. Down and away. Drake Baldwin 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Trevor Rogers is owning him right now. So a quick 1-2-3, top of the 5th for Trevor Rogers. A perfect shutdown inning right there. Orioles carry their 1-run lead into the bottom of the 5th. It will be Chadwick Trump, Dylan Beavers, and Pete Alonso up to bat. Collectively, they are 1 for 5 at the moment. Both Trump and Alonso have struck out so far in the night. But that is exactly the kind of inning you want to see from Trevor Rogers after the O's get the lead back. And also especially after the inning he threw previously. That is the Trevor Rogers we know to expect. That'll earn him some cash in that extension that I'm sure is going to come around sooner rather than later. Because he is, I think next year is his last year on his current deal. I don't think he goes into free agency this year. I'm pretty sure his contract ends next year. I might be able to figure that out. Well, I know I definitely can. Can I figure it out with the stuff that I have already? Trevor Rogers. Actually, no, he's going to be free agent next year. So this is his last year of his current deal, making $6.2 million at the moment. So he becomes a free agent entering the 2027 season. So my guess is the O's were going to have to, well, they're definitely going to have to get that contract hammered out soon. Definitely need Adley or Sammy back. Yeah, definitely need one of those guys back soon. Because the battery duo or the catcher duo of Chadwick Trump and Sam Huff is not exactly good. Trump does take ball 1 though outside. So 1-0 now is going to be lined right back up the middle. So maybe I should bash Trump a bit more because there is a soft single there to lead off the bottom of the 5th for Chadwick Trump. Yeah. My Chadwick Trump, not Chadwick. Just it's like I had a stroke or something. we're all good. Don't worry. So had a little bit of a unintentional tongue twister there. But Trump leads off the 5th with a single and brings up Dylan Beavers, who's 1 for 2 on the night. So 74 pitches currently for Grant Holmes. I think it was like 72 he threw those first 4 innings. Dylan Beavers takes a good sinker that is might have been a little low. Called a strike, might have clipped the zone, but there's been a lot of those that have gone the other way around. So sometimes you kind of have to just shrug your shoulders. Very good looking pitch anyway. Does set Beavers back 0-1. Beavers going to knock this one over foul just a little late on that fastball right in the middle of the zone. 0-2 now. All 3 times Beavers have been up to bat. He's gone to a quick 0-2 count. They show on the recent contract extensions and contracts really. So Bradish, Boz, Alonso, and Basayo, all of them 5 years or more within the past, if you, I guess you count Alonso, it's the past 7 months really. As Beavers is going to strike out here on the curveball a little outside. So 3 strikes there for Beavers. He's 1 for 3. 5th strikeout of the game for Grant Holmes as well. Pete Alonso out to bat 0 for 2 on the night so far. Would love a hit here from Pete. Get him back in the groove. He's gone, I think, like 5 games in a row without an RBI, which is unlike him usually. A little late on that sinker, fouls it away. 0-1. I don't know what they're going to do with Gunnar Henderson. I have no idea. No clue whatsoever. I assume they want to keep him around. Do need him to start playing a little better, though. We'll see what happens. Alonso takes downstairs with slider, ball 1. Because I think, let's see, when does Gunnar actually go to free agency? I do not know. Where is he? There he is. All right, so 1-1 to Alonso. We'll ground this one foul 1 and 2. So he's eligible for arbitration next season. He's going to be a free agent in 2029. So they still have him under contract, I guess, for a couple years, but I don't know exactly how arbitration works for baseball contracts. I know football contracts a lot better than baseball contracts. But it's still, it's tough because Henderson, I mean, he's got Scott Boras as his agent, and Boras always likes to take players into free agency and then try and negotiate huge deals. It's a whole mess. I don't really like that, but it's good for the players, as Alonso's going to line this one over into right field. That will get over the leap of Eli White. That is down for a deep base hit. Trump's going to be racing over to third base. Alonso's going to get easily over into second, so a sharp double off the wall in right field on the opposite field double there for Pete Alonso. Gets runners to second and third, 1 out. 20th double of the season there for Pete Alonso. Gunnar Henderson, who we've just been talking about, now out to bat. Fastball hangs up outside part of the zone, and Alonso just knocks it very well. Eli White not able to range to it in time. It just hit well too sharply. Trump had to make sure that ball was not caught, and he's also not the super fast guy, so he just gets to third rather than home plate. But still, runners in scoring position again for the O's. 2 innings in a row. Henderson takes outside curveball, ball 1. But Gunnar's 0 for 2, strikeout and a groundout so far. But had a good series against Boston. Went the opposite way a lot. Just need anything past the infield here. Anything past the infield will get in another run. Henderson on the 0-1. Will swing and miss on the slider. Good slider there. Strike 1. Henderson was swinging for the fences there. See if he tries to shorten up the swing a little bit. Go a little bit easier. Because you don't need the homer here. You just need a little bit of a hit. Homer would be nice, obviously, but a single will do it as well. It's going to swing and miss on the 4-seamer above the zone. That's where he's been missing a lot, Gunnar Henderson, this season, as fastballs at the top and above the zone. He's swung and missed on a ton of those. So Holmes is working well against Henderson at the moment. 84 pitches right now. Henderson looking to get on the board here tonight. The 1-2 is going to be grounded over towards third base side. Chadwick Trump has to race back to the bag, so it is an unproductive ground out for Gunnar. So Orioles wisely do not go on contact that time, so that would have been an easy throw out at home. But I think with Chadwick Trump out over at third, wisely do not try to get him back. So unfortunate there for Gunnar. He's 0 for 3. Brings up Taylor Ward, who singled last time he was up. See if he can knock in some runs here. Takes all the way on the 4-seamer right in the middle of the zone for ball 1. Or sorry, strike 1. My bad. They singled last time he was up, then eventually scored on the Jackson Holiday sac fly. With runners on second and third here, we'll take all the way on the slider, strike 2. So Ward doing what he usually does, taking some pitches he probably could have swung at and is in an 0-2 hole. Ward's not been hitting great with runners in scoring positions so far, though. He's usually found himself in the leadoff spot, so he doesn't have a ton of opportunities there. Takes outside with a fastball, ball 1. But now in the cleanup spot tonight, Ward's got to see if he can find a way to build on this Orioles lead, as the sun is pretty much set over there in Baltimore now. The lights are on a very nice day. On the 89th pitch coming up for Taylor Ward. It's going to take all the way. That skips away a little bit from Joey Bart, but blocked enough that it's not going to be any threat. Does make it 2-2 at least. Just a slider right in the dirt. Ward does not swing. So Ward's taken all 4 pitches so far. He's in a 2-2 count. Again, anything past the infield gets you at least 1, if not 2. And on the 90th pitch now from Grant Holmes here in the bottom of the 5th, Taylor Ward will take inside for ball 3. So as Taylor Ward also usually kind of does, works himself from an 0-2 to a 3-2. He's in the full count again. Colton Cowser is on deck. He's 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk. Colton Cowser would love for him to bat in this innings. That would mean Ward gets on base somehow. Time called by Taylor Ward as well. Taylor Ward in the full count now. So barring a foul ball, this will be something. He's going to line this one softly over to shortstop. Throw to first base is just in time. Good play there by Jorge Mateo, and good pick by Matt Olson as well. So the Orioles strand 2. They still lead by 1, but that is a missed opportunity right there. Unfortunate. So it should be Ozzy Albies, Matt Olson, and Michael Harris II. So the guys who led off that 2-run 3rd inning, or 2-run 4th inning, actually. Last time they were up, are up to bat here. I think it was the 4th inning, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, it was the 4th inning. So let's see if Trevor Rogers can do it better this time against them. Yeah, that's been the Orioles a lot this year, is stranding those kind of opportunities. But I would definitely love some more contract extensions to come out soon. Let's see if I missed anything. No. All right. We're all good out there. They're showing first pitch strikes, 17 first pitch strikes for Trevor Rogers at the moment. The 4-seamer has been his pitch of choice as per usual as of late. See if he can find some more magic here going into the 6th inning. Highest career percentage first pitch strike tonight so far. Career high 83.3%. I think through 2 times through the order. He's at like 89.5% at the moment. There is a first pitch strike courtesy of a swing and miss from Ozzy Albies. That fastball is actually above the zone, but Albies goes after it anyway. Probably thinking it's going to be more in the zone given that what Rogers has been doing so far. But 65 pitches now for Rogers. Working against Ozzy Albies, who singled last time he was up. Will swing and miss at another fastball above the zone. Strike 2. Love that. That is a excellent start there for Trevor Rogers. Let's see if we can put him away here. Still just 4 strikeouts for Rogers. Both of them have been on Baldwin and Olson. This one here will be swing and miss. Strike 3 on the sweeper. Goes down low. So 3 pitches, 3 swinging strikes from Ozzy Albies. Gives Trevor Rogers out number 1 in the inning. Great pitch there. So now it'll be Matt Olson, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. See if Rogers can get him a 3rd time. 67 pitches now for Rogers here through 5 1/3. Strike 1 on a cutter right in the middle of the zone. Next one is outside changeup ball 1. I was listening to the broadcast. So the only times so far Trevor Rogers has thrown a first pitch ball has been both times to Austin Riley, interestingly enough. Braves have the bullpen warming. My guess is Grant Holmes is probably done for the night because he's approaching 100 pitches. And that one is going to be fouled away by Olsen on the fastball 1 and 2. Let's see. It was Danny Young warming in the bullpen for the Braves. Their bullpen is very good for Atlanta. Oh, no, he's only okay. That's fine. 1-2 to Olsen is going to be lined up through the right side for a base hit. Matt Olsen reaches for the first time. So just the second hit Matt Olsen has had off of Trevor Rogers in his career. Gives the Braves a 1-out base runner. Now I want a sweeper that maybe didn't quite get down enough, and Olsen covers it well. Just grounds it right up the right side. Brings up Michael Harris, the second, who's 1 for 2. Swings and misses on that sinker inside 0-1. But Harris doubled back in the 4th inning, then eventually scored courtesy of Austin Riley, I believe. That one is going to be kind of jam shot. Jackson Holliday will easily get the soft floater out in shallow right field for out number 2. Rogers has been working well against Harris on the inside against the lefty. So that is 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. Still a runner on first. Brings up Mauricio Dubon, who had a sac fly last time he was up. So he's 0 for 1 with that sac fly. 73 pitches for Rogers here through 5 2/3. They're showing fans in the stands for the O's. Seems like a decent attendance there. And Mauricio Dubon's going to foul the first pitch fastball in the zone. Out and away, strike 1, as per usual. So again, 0 for 1 with the sac fly for Mauricio Dubon. Rogers' first pitch strike rate has gone up for tonight. Gets a swing and miss foul tip, technically, on the 4-seamer. 0-2. That one was right in the middle of the zone on that 4-seamer. See if he sticks with the fastball or goes for the sweeper here against Dubon. Looking for strikeout number 6 is Trevor Rogers. There is the fastball that is knocked shallow right field for an easy line out there for Leody Taveras. So it's not a strikeout, but it is an inning ending out nonetheless. So a single allowed by Trevor Rogers to Matt Olsen. Nothing more. We stay 3-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Is that Vic Michaelis? No, that's looks more like Catherine Hahn. Can't quite tell. I think that was Catherine Hahn, not Vic Michaelis. Anyway, just random Amazon commercial, that's all. But good work there from Trevor Rogers. If it were to end now, which I assume he's going to pitch at least some of the 7th inning, he's not even at 80 pitches yet. But right now is a quality start, though that could change. But is another good start for Trevor Rogers. Just had the 1 bad inning so far. See if the O's offense can give him some more support here. The squandered inning, or an opportunity last inning, will be Colton Cowser, Leody Taveras, and Jackson Holliday. Guys who were involved in the 2 of the 3 runs the Orioles have scored so far. With Taveras and Holliday, 2 of the run scorers. Rogers, I agree, he's been pretty composed. Doing the usual Trevor Rogers, just looking like a chill guy, just kind of doing what he does. So I love his interviews because he sounds like the most boring guy to talk to, but it's like also really fun to listen to him. He just kind of like just kind of talks the whole time and doesn't really seem to say too much, but it's very fun. Sometimes you need a guy who just like has that sort of low pulse to him on the mound where he just doesn't care. Cowser, who nearly had a home run last time he was up, then eventually worked a walk. Back up to bat. My guess is that they will be turning to Danny Young. He is a lefty, and it's going to be a lefty switch hitter, lefty here for the O's lineup. Danny Young, 8 games pitched, 3 ERA flat, 6 innings pitched, 1.5 whip, Opponents hitting 250 off him, 6.0 strikeouts per 9. Same exact thing for the walks per 9, 1 home run given up. Baseball Savant has him listed as a solid 2-pitch mix, sinker and a sweeper. Sinker is a little bit more used than sweeper. Cowser takes a very well-placed sinker there, inside part of the zone, strike 1. Throws the sinker a little bit more to righties, throws the sweeper a little bit more to lefties, but throws it pretty even either way. Lefty reliever here as well for the Braves. Next pitch is a curling sweeper there that just clips the zone as well on the inside, strike 2. So 2 perfect pitches from Danny Young so far against Colton Cowser. Not much you can do there. So I don't think we'll see a pinch hitter for anyone so far because it's only the bottom of the 6th. But Grant Holmes' night is over through 5 innings. 0-2 currently for Colton Cowser. Next pitch is down and away. Sweeper, ball 1. But Holmes goes 5 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks to 5 strikeouts. So not a horrible appearance from Holmes, but not exactly great either. That one is a sweeper well outside for ball 2. And again, the Braves bullpen is really, really good. So it's good that the O's currently hold a lead going into the bullpen. See if the O's can burn through some relievers here in the first game of the series as Cowser fouls that sinker off. Stays 2-2. I believe Robert Suarez for them is still on the IL, but Raisel Iglesias, their closer, has been very good this season. Let's see, is Suarez? Yeah, Suarez is on the IL, but they got Dider Fuentes. He's also been really, really good this season. Cowser's going to take inside on the sweeper, ball 3. So he's worked himself back into a full count. But Cowser, Taveras, Holiday is the batting order. Taveras on deck, the switch hitter. Cowser will take inside, ball 4 on the sinker. So good work from Cowser there to battle and earn his 2nd walk of the night. Gets the leadoff man on for, I think, the 3rd inning in a row for the O's, which is good. See if they can finally find that 4th run. My guess is Taveras won't sack bunt here. Maybe he will. I don't know. Obviously, hit a sack bunt last time he was up to get runners to 2nd and 3rd, which would eventually drive in the game's 3rd run from a Jackson Holiday sack fly. Does not square to bunt here on the sinker, strike 1. Now batting from the left side, Leody Taveras. Or sorry, from the right side. They're showing the roof bar over in the flag court. Just open. Taveras will ground this one just foul up the first baseline. And 0-2 is the count. So he's definitely can't really swear to bunt now, because I think it's if you bunt foul on 2 strikes, they're called a strikeout, if I remember correctly. I think that's a rule. But it doesn't look like he was going to bunt no matter what. Working against the lefty Young. But has walked and a sack bunt. So he's technically nothing for nothing so far. Takes outside with a sinker for ball 1. Don't think we'll see Colton Cowser try to steal either. Also, box score, you got to update. You were doing well for a little bit. Now I got to do it manually again. 10 pitches currently for Young. The 11th pitch is going to be down in the dirt. Ball 2 on the sweeper. So Taveras has worked himself back into a decent count. Cowser still chilling on first. Has the oven mitt, though we haven't really seen him try to attempt to steal it all tonight. It was 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts. Dylan Beavers got thrown out back in the first inning. Time called here by Leo Taveras as well. So 2-2 now is the count for Leody, looking to get on base for the 2nd time, looking for his first hit tonight. Working against the lefty Young. Next pitch is going to be just inside. I think we got a tap call. This is going to be close. This might be overturned to a strikeout. I'm not sure. This is really, really close. It is just inside. So it's actually basically the spot where Taveras worked his walk first time up. This one's slightly more outside. This one, instead of less than 1/10 of an inch, this one is 1/10 of an inch. is instead now ball 3, or I guess still ball 3. So Taveras has worked himself into a 3-2 count now. Braves lose their first ABS challenge. Now in the full count, Taveras is going to knock this one foul on the sinker. But it's Taveras is battling here. They're talking about I think they're talking about Tarek Skubal in Detroit because they might Detroit might trade him at the trade deadline. This one is going to be knocked foul again. But I think it's either this start or the next start that he has might be the last one. It might be the last start in Detroit for Tarek Skubal going on right now, I think is what they're saying. Since Tigers have not had a very good season so far. Kinley warming the bullpen for the Braves as well. Taveras in the 3-2 count still will take Kowser is going to steal. I think they called it a walk. Look, it was a strike on the zone. And Kowser is going to be in safe, I think. But this is a challenge from Joey Wire. This one should be overturned to a strikeout. Looked like it clipped the zone. Let's see. This one, I think this one's going to be a strike. Yep, it is. So it is a strikeout looking for Leody Taveras. But I think Kowser is going to still be awarded second base because I believe he stole it. I think they're going to... Yeah, they called Kowser safe. It looked like he got in there. So the umpires are conferencing now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Kowser's in there easily safe. Yeah, Kowser's in there. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Keeps his mitt on the bag. Yeah, Kowser is safe at second. So he gets his steal. So I don't know if the Braves are going to want to try and challenge this. But it is still a strikeout for... So Atlanta's going to challenge this. I will be absolutely shocked if this gets overturned for the call at second, because it looked like Kowser was fine in there. So a slight delay in the game at the moment, but Taveras is for sure out at home. Or out of, like, strikes out looking there. The pitch gets overturned. But now we're getting the second part of this play, as Kowser did try to steal second, and it looks like he's good. Because they haven't shown anything to say otherwise that this is going to be, yeah, like, there's no way this gets overturned. He's in there safe. It's more of a question of does he come off the bag, but it doesn't look like it. He's got his foot and the oven mitt on there, and he keeps the oven mitt on there. So he's fine. Yep, call on field is confirmed. Runner is safe, so Colton Kowser earns his stolen base for the night. Braves lose their challenge. And it puts the runner in scoring position for the O's. That's steal number 6 for Colton Kowser. So it's a good thing that Kowser committed to the run, because I'm not sure what would happen if like Kowser just kind of trotted to second, because they called it a walk on the field and then it got overturned. That's like one of the quirks with ABS where it's like, you know, it was called a walk on the field, so like he would have gotten to second, but then I don't know what happened. But luckily it did not happen. It's just a stolen base. Jackson Holliday, who's a single and a sac fly, up to bat here. First pitch will take outside with sweeper, ball 1, so we're back into play. But the Braves go 1 for 1 on challenges there. They get the strikeout, but they lose their challenge on the attempt at second base. See if Holliday can get another productive at-bat here. He's done it twice so far. Takes down and away with a sinker 2-0. But if we'd love for Jackson Holliday to start heating up as well, that would be really nice. The 2-0 now is going to be knocked foul. A little late on that sinker from Jackson. Don't know how well he does with running in scoring position, but would be crucial here to get another run. Even if it's not from Holiday, you get Christian Encarnacion Strand up to bat after this. There's no guarantee that he gets a hit, but he's been pretty hot as of late. But 2-1 for Holiday at the moment against the lefty. We'll take down and away ball 3 on the sweeper. Holiday's in a favorable count here. Encarnacion Strand, who's 1 for 2 with that 2-run double back in the second inning. Holiday in the 3-1 count will take a very well-located sinker there for strike 2. Just bottom of the zone. So back-to-back full counts for Danny Young against the O's. Got a strikeout looking first time around. This time, actually, I think he's thrown 3-ball counts all 3 batters he's faced so far. 21st pitch coming up from Young against Jackson Holiday here, who's going to foul this one away on the sinker. Because he walked Kowser and then nearly walked Tavares. But 7th pitch of this at-bat between Young and Holiday. Lefty-lefty matchup. Colton Kowser still at second base. 1 out here, bottom 6, O's up 3-2. Next pitch is called strike 3. Really good pitch there on the sinker. Holiday takes one of the walk, but was not the case. So back-to-back strikeout looking for Danny Young. But Encarnacion Strand, who has 2 RBIs in the game, looking for another one here. Showing the sequence against Grant Holmes. Had a nice battle there. But the righty against lefty here. And they're actually going to intentionally walk Christian Encarnacion Strand to get to Chadwick Trump. First time in O's history. 3 multi-RBI games in first 5 games with the team. For Christian Encarnacion Strand's first to do that for the O's. So not a bad idea. Walk CES to get to Chadwick Trump. It's also the day is going to be done for Danny Young. So Chadwick Trump did single last time he was up. So that's good at least, but see if Trump can get an RBI. So they are bringing in, what was his name? Tyler Kinley, I believe is who it was. So reliever number 2 for the Braves. He's got a pretty good stat page. 4-pitch mix. Righty pitcher as well. Don't know if the O's try and pinch hit lefty here. Do they even have a lefty on the bench still? I guess, who do they have on the bench? No, they don't, because they have Mayo, Jeremiah Jackson, Tyler Neal. They're all righties. So yeah, they don't think we'll see a pinch hitter here, because I don't think they'd pinch Sam Huff in. I don't know why they would. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if that's the first time anyone on the O's. It might be the first time anyone on the O's has been intentionally walked this season. I don't remember that. And like maybe Pete Alonso has, but I'm curious to see. I don't know if there's like an easy way to figure it out. Intentional walks per team 2026 MLB. So I'm curious to see if there's like a stat for this. Intentional walks. Is this? It's hitting. Okay. 7 actually. I do not remember the other 6 at all. Okay, whatever. Tyler Kinley, 41 games pitched, 4.54 ERA, 35 and 2/3 innings pitched, 1.25 WHIP. Opponents hitting 241 off him, 9.3 strikeouts per 9, 3.5 walks per 9, 8 home runs given up. Do like that number. See if we can make that 9 right here. Courtesy of Chadwick Trump. Really just another hit would be nice. I would like that. He is 1 for 2. Did single last time he was up, softly up the middle. I'd take another soft single. That'd be nice. But righty-righty matchup here. First pitch is just below the zone on the slider, ball 1. Slider, 4-seamer, curveball, sinker for Kinley. Slider is the most used pitch by far, especially to righties. Braves 1 for 3 for with runners in scoring position. Orioles 1 for 6 for runners in scoring position. That is not a great number for the O's tonight. Trump takes in slider 2-0. That one buried. But it's kind of an interesting spot where you might want to pinch hit, but you also don't have the best options on the bench at the moment. So Trump stays in. 2-0 is the count at the moment. There's a four-seamer in the zone, strike one. But it's a tough task for Chadwick Trump at the moment, just given that he has not hit all that well this season. But could really use a hit here. And a favorable count, though, 2-1. Will knocks one over in the air. That will... Oh, just barely gets snagged by the left fielder, Mauricio Dubon, whom don't know if he injured himself or not, or if he's just... no, it looks like he's all good. Just hangs up just a little bit too much. Great play there. Some really good defensive work from the Braves so far tonight. Dubon ranges out, makes the catch just barely. So saves a run there for the Braves. We stay 3-2. Oh, so close. So unfortunate there for the O's. That one's just kind of chalk it up to good defense. Was hit in a pretty good spot. Just hung up a little bit too much. And Dubon makes a good play. Because that was good chance for Dubon if he misses that. That's going by him. And that easily scores one, if not two. So unfortunate there. But do got to tip your hat to the Braves. They have been playing very good defense tonight. There's a reason why they have 60 wins on the season right now. Twitter's a wonderful place sometimes. It's just the weirdest takes ever. I can actually, I'll check the scoreboard. I'll do that. It's been a couple innings. What have we missed elsewhere? Red Sox still up 3-0. I think they've hit 2 homers in that game off of Trey Savage, a single and a 2-run homer. Or a solo shot and a 2-run homer, yep. Zach Siegler, or not Zach, Anthony Siegler, I think. The solo homer, and then Cedon Rafaela with a 2-run homer. Cubs Pirates still tied one apiece. Bottom of the ninth, actually bottom ninth, 3 outs. That's going to extras between the Cubs and the Pirates. D-backs up 3-2 over the Nationals, end of the 7th inning. Yankees still up 1-0 over the Phillies, bottom of the 8th, though Phillies have the bases loaded with 1 out at the moment. Rays up 6-1 over the Guardians, bottom of the 6th. Let's see, Rays also have the bases loaded as well. Dodgers up 2-1 over the Mets, top of the 7th. Padres and Marlins tied to a piece, bottom of the 6th. White Sox up 3-0 over the Astros, still bottom 4. Mariners, Rangers tied one apiece, bottom 3rd. A's, Twins scoreless through top of the 4th. Reds, Cardinals scoreless, top of the 4th as well. Trevor Rogers still on pitch against Austin Riley. Throws him a first pitch strike. There we go. So 77 pitches currently for Trevor Rogers here to start. Well, 76 to start the 7th inning. That threw a 77 there. That one is upstairs for 78. 1-1 on the fastball. Yeah. Rico Garcia warming in the bullpen for the O's. Had some homer troubles as of late, but is looking to be the setup man, maybe. That is fastball just inside ball 2. Riley 1 for 2 with an RBI on the night. Had that RBI last time he was up. RBI single. That one is going to be sorted there. Changeup, great pitch. 2-2. Yep, the O's did in fact end that winning streak from Boston. Didn't give them the record. They can only tie it, which is funny. The 2-2 now against Austin Riley. That one is just a little outside on the sweeper. 3-2. Rogers in danger of walking his first batter. Riley, White, and Bart. 14 balls to 67 strikes at the moment. This one is going to line over just past the dive of the third baseman, Encarnacion Strand, for a leadoff single, courtesy of Austin Riley. He's 2 for 3. Eli White, who's 0 for 2 at the moment, has a chance to get the Braves back in this. See if Trevor Rogers can buckle down. Love a double play here. That would be nice. That would be very, very nice. But he's fouled out and popped out to right, or flew out and popped out to right. First pitch ball actually on the fastball inside. But both of them have been in the air to right field from Eli White so far tonight. See if Rogers can induce a ground ball here. That one is going to be grounded over to Christian Encarnacion Strand at third, over to second, and first. There's the double play. Perfectly around the horn, 5-4-3. Exactly what Trevor Rogers needed. Now 6 2/3. Encarnacion Strand plays up close in perfect position on the chopper, and a perfectly done, very close at first base, but gets it. Trevor Rogers with just a single, double fist pump, but barely a reaction as per usual. But that is wonderfully done by the Orioles defense. And exactly what they needed. So 84 pitches now for Rogers. Yeah, it was got a will into existence sometimes, you know? You could feel it coming sometimes. That was totally a fluke, but that was really nice. So Bart, who's 1 for 2, will take a first pitch ball on the sweeper. So back-to-back first pitch balls, first time tonight from Trevor Rogers. But I don't think Rogers has thrown 20 balls yet on the game through 85 pitches. That one is going to be grounded foul on the sweeper. Just been pounding the strike zone tonight, has been Trevor Rogers. Just so far, the one bad inning. See if Rogers can get it out here. Bases empty, 2 outs here, 1-1 against Joey Bart. But through that 23-pitch fourth inning was really what messed it up. Swing and a miss on the changeup 1 and 2. Still has that 1-run lead at the moment, looking to get through 7 here. 87 pitches at the moment. Will he get strikeout number 6? There he is! Strikeout number 6, fastball right at the top of the zone. Swing and a miss. Trevor Rogers dominant through 7 innings. Just crushing this Atlanta lineup. So will be Dylan Beavers, Pete Alonso, Gunnar Henderson, the leadoff trio, to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning against someone from the bullpen in Atlanta. Don't know who. Don't know if they're going to keep it with Kinley or if they go someone else. But that is exactly the type of dominance we like to see from Trevor Rogers, pitching another gem. But yeah, definitely want to extend Mr. Rogers right there. That is a really good performance. That's not what I wanted to press. Okay, whatever. How am I doing in fantasy? Am I winning now? It'd be nice if I was. Probably not, because I'm facing Trevor Rogers in fantasy, so that would not do it. He's got 17 points, so that's not helpful. Yeah, McClanahan got 12 at least. That isn't too bad. I need Paul Skeens to pitch better. I'm pissed that he's like not pitching great this season. So I drafted him in my first round. He's been good, just not like amazing. I guess Dylan Cease has been my best pitcher this season. And I picked up Foster Griffin and Sandy Alcantara. Foster Griffin's been great. What a season for him. I don't know if he's going to be a trade candidate at the deadline, but I would love the O's to get Foster Griffin. That would be nice. He's been fantastic this season. So, new pitcher for the Braves throws strike one to Dylan Beavers on the four-seamer. I actually don't know who this is. Eliezer Hernandez on 11 days rest, I think is what I heard. Throws outside there to Beavers, 1-1 on the changeup there. Righty Hernandez. 20 games, 11 starts. So former starter actually now in the bullpen. Though all from AAA. So I guess this is his first major league appearance then. There's a changeup there, strike one. Let's see. Eliezer Hernandez. Yeah, first time back in the majors since 2024 as well. 1-2 against Beavers at the moment. That one is a little low on the changeup. 2-2. Four-seamer, cutter, changeup, sinker, and slider. There was a changeup a lot to lefties, including Beavers. There was a four-seamer a lot to everyone. Cutter a lot to righties. So 2-2 at the moment from Hernandez to Beavers in his return to the Bigs. And Beavers is going to foul that one back behind home plate on the fastball. We stay 2-2. Always parlay. Wasn't expecting that this year. Always parlay Paul for like 6 strikeouts, and he's only hit that a few times. Yeah, I think the strikeout numbers have been down a lot for Trevor Rogers, but it's outside of that month in May where he was like dealing with the flu a bunch. He's been getting a lot of like pretty good contact there as Beavers are going to swing and miss on the changeup. He goes down on strikes. He is 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. But this is a really good night from Rogers. He's getting a lot of good locations on his pitches. Fastball was working really well. Just had the one bumpy inning back in the 4th. Don't know, like maybe he pitches another out in the 8th. Who knows? Alonso strike one on the cutter there. 78 mile per hour cutter as well, so not a fast one whatsoever. Alonso on the next pitch will swing and miss on the cutter. That one outside, well outside, 0-2. But he doubled last time. He was up sharply off the right field wall, went opposite field. That was, I don't really know how you call that a cutter because that looks like a breaking ball. But they called it a cutter. It's got a lot of break to it. But 0-2 at the moment for Alonso. He's going to take a cutter there, well outside and away, 1-2. But Alonso looking to go back-to-back hits here. That would be nice. After going 0 for 2 to start. We'll take a cutter down in the dirt away. 2-2. Alonso 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Gunnar Henderson on deck, 0 for 3, strikeout, 2 groundouts for Gunnar. See if he can get his first hit. Alonso in the 2-2 at the moment will take down and away. Slider that time. Ball 3. Seems like a lot of stuff for Hernandez right now is breaks away from righties. Alonso does seem to strike out a good bit against stuff that goes away from him, but has wisened up on some of these pitches, works himself to a full count. We'll knock this one high in the air, pretty deep at the warning track, but not quite deep enough. So that is a deep fly out for out number 2. So almost good for Pete, but not quite there enough. He goes 1 for 4. Brings up Gunnar Henderson with the bases empty, nobody out. Or bases empty, 2 outs. I think I just heard his 600th career game for Gunnar. So I think it's career game number 600 for Gunnar. Takes upstairs, ball 1 on the cutter. Interesting, because cutter is not a pitch Hernandez throws a lot to lefties. Throws it there, though. Expect a lot of four-seamers and changeup here. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of four-seamers, actually, so far. There is changeup and is knocked on a hop singular to the third baseman, Riley, who makes a great pick. Henderson's 0 for 4. Some more really good defense there from the Braves. Trevor Rogers, it looks like his day is going to be done, so it will be Rico Garcia coming on to pitch. So Rogers' final line, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 6 strikeouts, no walks. No home runs either. We have not seen a home run yet in this game. Holden Cowser again nearly had one, but was not quite fair enough. Let's hope that continues, because Rico has been hurt by the home run a good bit over the past few months. Still been very good this season, but not quite the level that he was at in like April and May. But it will be Jorge Mateo, Drake Baldwin, and Ozzy Albies up to bat, so 9-1-2. Sure, Drake Baldwin's happy to not see Trevor Rogers anymore. But they might pinch hit someone for Jorge Mateo, given that he's in the 9 hole. He's a righty going righty. They have lefties on the bench, I think. Like they have Mike Yastrzemski, Jim Jarvis. So they might pinch hit Jim Jarvis because he's a shortstop. So if they do go pinch hitter here, that's my guess. But yeah, O's need 6 outs to go, holding their 1-run lead. It'll be Ward, Cowser, and Taveras barring pinch hitter for the O's in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if they can hold on. The tarps off section is rocking and rolling in Baltimore again. Even with the Hawaiian shirts being given out. Still tarps off somewhere up in the nosebleeds. Tomorrow is a 6:30 p.m. game for between the Braves and the Orioles. I'm obviously not streaming that. Only do Fridays. But I think Brandon Young is saying, I hope the O's don't have to face Chris Sale in the series. That'd be very nice if they just don't have to face Chris Sale. Because he's really good. I don't want to have to face Chris Sale as an Orioles fan. It is, in fact, a pinch hitter here. That does not look like Jorge Mateo at all. First pitch is a four-seamer fouled away by the pinch hitter. I can't quite tell who that is. But Garcia, 46 games pitched, 2.72 ERA, 43 innings pitched, or 0.88 whip, opponents hitting 160. Dominic Smith is the pinch hitter, 264 batting average, 7 home runs, and all the stats have gone away. I can't read them off anymore from the Masson. This one is changeup, called strike 2, right at the bottom of the zone. Great pitch there from Rico. But yeah, Garcia again had an all-star worthy first couple months, but fell off a good bit after that. Kind of gotten it back a little bit as of late, but we'll see if he can hold it down here as the setup man. Let's see, where's the stats? Dominic Smith, there he is. 714 on-base percentage, 7 home runs. Takes a curveball there in the dirt, ball 1. 39 RBIs as well. Just 6 doubles, 1 triple. Grant Wolfram roaming in the bullpen. See if he just goes for the 9th. Hopefully we just see him in the 9th. We don't have to see him in the 8th. Craig Albanaz is doing something with his hat. Not really sure what. A little weird. Garcia in the 1-2. We'll get the swing and miss. Strike 3 on the changeup outside. Dominic Smith goes fishing. 5 outs to go. So Drake Baldwin, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but they were all against Trevor Rogers, now up to bat. Again, he's been having a really good season. O's just need to solve him one more time here tonight. But go from lefty and Smith to the lefty Baldwin. First pitch is a little low on the fastball. Ball 1. 96 from Rico. But is grounded out to second, then struck out looking and struck out swinging. See if Rico here can get him down. He's going to get Baldwin to ground that one foul up over towards the Orioles dugout and the camera well. 1-1. But two guys who had incredibly good early months, both Garcia and Baldwin, battling it out here in mid to late July, I'd say. We got it, I guess, another week or so. This one is going to be fouled away on the four-seamer, 1 and 2. Off the plate, Baldwin just gets a piece of it. Even if he misses, it was going to be strike 2 either way. So Garcia looking for his second strikeout of the night. So see Rico here on the 1-2 is going to be nope. High in the air, pretty deep right field. And there's the home run that's been killing Garcia, 3-3. So the O's cannot hold on to the lead here. It is tied again. Drake Baldwin doing what he's been doing all season. Gets the home run, clutch home run there. Just goes down. Looked like a changeup. That wasn't too bad of a pitch location-wise, but Baldwin's just better there. So we are all square once more. Yeah, it was a changeup well below the zone. And that's just well done by Baldwin. Like, just unfortunate there. I mean, it kind of breaks back towards the middle of the plate, but it's like multiple inches below the zone, nowhere near a strike. And Baldwin just gets it anyway. Ball 1 to Ozzie Albies as well. So maybe not the location you want the changeup to break towards. Just unfortunate right there. This one is a perfectly located changeup, though, for strike 1, bottom left corner. That's probably more where he wanted to locate that other one. More inside than straight away. But O's going to need to find another run here in these last 2 innings. Now it's tied up again. Bullpen needs to shut it down as well. Curveball strike 2 on Ozzie Albies. Yeah, but it's definitely a game the O's should be winning by a lot more. I agree, Kevin. But they just need to find something here. That one is curveball just inside for ball 2. Rico's going to have to find a way to get out of this inning here with it tied. Because that has been what's been killing Rico a lot as of late, is just the home run shots. He's been giving up a lot of those. So 2-2 now to Ozzie Albies. That one is a swing and miss. It's a lazy swing and miss there from Albies on the fastball. So strikeout number 2 for Rico. Good bounce back there. Still has to deal with Michael Harris. Actually, well, hopefully he doesn't have to deal with Michael Harris. He got to deal with Matt Olson first. But Albies just didn't have his heart into that swing, but committed anyway. So Olson, who struck out his first 2 times up, singled last time he was up. Now facing someone other than Trevor Rogers for the first time. Takes a changeup buried in the dirt for ball 1. So unfortunately, this does not mean... this means Trevor Rogers will not get the win. So someone else is going to have to find it for the O's here. This one is curveball at slider, actually, top of the zone. Called a ball that's going to be overturned to a strike. Good challenge from Chadwick Tromp. I like how aggressive Chadwick Tromp has been with these challenges. More so because he's been correct on all of them. That one well in the zone. 3 for 3 on the night from Chadwick Tromp. So I wonder if Adley and Basayo are taking notes there. So 1 and 1. I actually said it. So all 3 of the Chadwick Tromp challenges have been with Matt Olson at the plate. Olson's going to foul that fastball off. I think it was actually both the other ones were the same batting sequence from Olson, because the third one's overturned to a strikeout. Or the second one in that sequence is overturned to a strikeout. Olson takes his time here in the 1-2. Garcia looking to get out of the inning with just the 1 run given up. And the 1-2 at the moment against Matt Olson. Next pitch is going to be grounded foul on the curveball. Again, it'll be Ward, Cowser, and Taveras should be the batters for the bottom of the 8th. Middle of the order, which is where the runs started to get produced from. The 1-2 again from Garcia to Olsen is going to be grounded over to Pete Alonso at first base. He fields it cleanly, so he retires his counterpart. So unfortunately, the Braves do tie it up with the Drake Baldwin home run, first of the night for either team. But it is still just a tie game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. O's have 2 more chances to win it in regulation. They need 3 more outs to keep it at 3 runs. But it should still be, I assume it's still going to be Eliezer Hernandez up to pitch for the Braves because he only pitched, what, like a third of an inning, maybe? I don't know. Or he did pitch a full inning, so maybe they take him out. I don't know. But they also have already burned through 3 relievers. I don't know if they want to go through, like, go to a setup man. Well, no, we'll see what happens with the Braves and their bullpen. I don't know if they had anyone warming either. But yeah. Luckily, it was only one given up by Rico. I agree. Would have liked to have obviously not been any, but let's see if the O's can find another run here. Would love to see Christian Encarnacion Strand bat in this inning because that would mean good things. But I'd love for Colton Cowser to get a hold of one. You know, he almost had one earlier in this game. Let's see if he can get one, knock one out of here because the top of the order has not done all that much. The middle of the order has been where things have started to work. Seeing a lot of stuff on Marvel Tokon Fighters as of late because I guess that's releasing soon-ish, I think. Seen a lot of that of Tokon Fighters and Splatoon Raiders because Splatoon Raiders just came out like a day or 2 ago. And I've heard that game's good. And also the new Pyro and Myth art from Xenoblade 2 because that just got announced. Or released, actually, I think. Or no, it got announced. Releasing next week. And Taylor Ward on the first pitch fouls it away. It is still Eliezer Hernandez. Tokon Fighters, I actually have no idea. I'm assuming it's PS5 only. Because I know it's Arc Systems who does it. But I don't know for sure. I think it was a PlayStation State of Play when it got announced. Ward's going to knock this one high in the air, but a pop-up to shallow left field now in foul territory. Austin Riley will put him out on pitch number 2, so that is 1 down for Hernandez here in the 8th. Jim Jarvis now comes in for Jorge Mateo now. Or I guess, well, it's Dominic Smith who was a pinch hitter. Now Jim Jarvis comes in to play defense at shortstop. So Hernandez in his return to the majors after 2 years. He's gotten 4 up, 4 down against the O's at the moment. Cowser, who has walked twice and also struck out, will knock the first pitch into the kind of thigh of Joey Bart for strike 1. I'm actually going to look up, see if Tokon Fighters is Marvel Tokon Fighters. I do not know if it's PS5 only. PlayStation 5 and Windows is what it's saying at the moment. So I guess it's also coming to PC, but not Xbox right now. Interesting. The 0-1 to Cowser in the meantime is called strike 2 on the changeup. May have been a little low. Did clip the zone just barely. Just barely, so that is a perfect pitch. And in danger of striking out for a second time here is Colton. That time is a changeup. Actually, calling that a 4-seamer. That looked more like a changeup. Either way, it is well in the dirt for ball 1. But Cowser looking for his first hit of the night. Again, nearly had a home run a couple innings ago. Just barely knocked it foul. See if we can get one here. We'll take a changeup below the zone, ball 2. Tavares is on deck. We'll see him no matter what, unless they pinch hit him for some reason, which I don't think they will. I was looking for one more run here in the bottom of the 8th. That is outside on the changeup, ball 3. Cowser's worked himself back into a full count after going down 0-2. We like that. Which is good because he did, when he struck out, he was in a 3-0 count and then wound up striking out on that, but now he's had a couple walks. Takes down below the zone. Called strike three. He's going to challenge this. It's going to be overturned to his third walk of the game. This one, I mean, from the graphic that we saw on Masson, this one is low, and it is well below the zone. So Cowser earns his third walk of the game. Good challenge there from Colton. Inch and a half below the zone. I like the aggressiveness from the O's and their ABS challenges. Albie's given signals to, I assume it's Buck Britton at third, who's going to relay it over to Jason Bourgeois at first. Brings up Leody Taveras with the man on again. Walked his first time up, hit a sac bunt, and then struck out looking on a really good pitch that got overturned. Cowser did steal a base last time he was up. Taveras will knock this one up in the air over into foul territory. That will just stay in play and be caught by Austin Riley in foul territory by the net. So unfortunately there for Taveras, and a bad out number 2. Jackson Holiday now up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a sac fly. Struck out looking last time he was up against Danny Young. So Cowser is going here. That ball is low, and Cowser is in there. Ball skips away a little bit. Cowser's going to race all the way over to third base. Oh my goodness. Orioles catch a break there, so Cowser goes first to third. Throw was not corralled there by Jim Jarvis. So Cowser makes his way into perfect scoring position now. Cowser with 2 stolen bases now. I guess technically 3 because he got third as well. But Jarvis, and the throw was going to be really close, but Jarvis not able to get it. Skips a little bit in front of him as well. And Cowser heads up play to get over to third. So now anything past the infield easily gets a run. Holiday on the second pitch will knock this one instead up in the air, and this will be another pop out to Austin Riley. So that is so unfortunate right there. Orioles squander a perfect opportunity created by Colton Cowser. We stay 3-3, go to the top of the 9th. 7 left on base by the O's. They've been really bad with the runners in scoring position right now. Very unfortunate. That sucks. That really sucks. So it'll be Christian Encarnacion Strand, Chadwick Tromp, and Dylan Beavers. Hopefully the Orioles can... I would love the Orioles to keep it at 3. This would really suck if they blow this game. But it should be Michael Harris the second, Mauricio Dubon, Austin Riley, the batters for Atlanta. Grant Wolfram was warming in the bullpen earlier. We'll see if he comes out to pitch. That sucks so much, man. They gotta get that runner in. That's so frustrating. All right. Checking the scoreboard. Oh, wait. ESPN app has like a shorts section now? Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to use that all that much, but I'll do the out-of-town scoreboard in middle of the 9th. But O's bullpen just needs to toss one more scoreless here, then walk it off in the 9th. I would love that so much. I don't think I've called a walk-off yet. For the O's, at least. Had that awful Dodgers walk-off like a month ago. Tyler Wells is up to pitch for the O's. 39 games pitched, 2.94 ERA, 49 innings pitched, 1 whip, 1 even. Opponents hitting 213 off him, 9.4 strikeouts per 9, 2.0 walks per 9. I believe it was 6 home runs. First pitch is strike 1 on a cutter to Michael Harris. The second, who is 1 for 3. Double and a couple pop outs for Harris. to second as well. There is a curveball dropped in for strike 2. The towering righty in Tyler Wells. I think he's like 6'8". Yep, 6'8", 270. Massive dude. Up ahead against Harris at the moment. That one is changeup below the zone, ball 1. Four-seamer, cutter, changeup, slider, curveball for Tyler Wells. Dylan Lee warming in the bullpen for Atlanta. Four-seamer, cutter, and changeup are his pitches of choice against lefties. There is a changeup that is just barely fouled off. Gets a piece of Chadwick Trump, I think. He's hurting a little bit. So Trump's, I think, talking with the ump. Not sure where that hit him, but I think he's okay. He'll be staying in there. So still 1-2. Trump is due up to bat in the bottom of the 9th. Let's hope this stays 3-3. But it's a tough order here. There is a strikeout, though, on the curveball. Michael Harris goes down. He's 1 for 4 on the night. That is a just bottoming out curveball right there. Starts at the top of the zone, ends below the zone. Great pitch there from Tyler Wells for out number 1. So Mauricio Dubon, who's 0 for 2 with a sac fly, up to bat. Bats from the right side here. We'll pop this one up in the air behind home plate and foul. 0-1. So line out to third, or yeah, line out to first base, sac fly, line out to right field, if I remember correctly, because I think 9 is, or over in left field actually, sorry, or no, right. Yeah, swing and miss, strike 2. There's a outfield out for Mauricio Dubon last time was up. That's it. Down 0-2 at the moment against T. Wells. See if Wells goes power or off speed here. I'm guessing off speed. I'm going to guess he goes slider at the moment. Maybe there is the slider. That is fouled away, though. Did hang up a little bit more than I think Trump and Wells wanted, but it's still pretty good. See if he doubles down on that or goes something faster. I think he wants to go for it again. He does. There's a curveball, actually. Taken. 1-2. It was also apparently the first time Tyler Wells got a strikeout on the curveball in 2 years. In that strikeout of Harris. See if he can get another one here. That would be nice. And Trump's actually going to trot out to Wells. I think the pitch count was, or pitch clock was getting a little too low. So Trump's going to give him a brief chat. It's like, hey, how's your day going, man? We got to get some outs here. So they have their brief chat. Eli White is the batter after Austin Riley. I don't know why I went that, because Austin Riley's have to bat after Mauricio Dubon. Just a goof sometimes in my mind. Let's hope we don't see Eli White here. That'll be really nice. 1-2 is going to be grounded foul on the changeup. Let's just get a 1-2-3 inning here from Tyler Wells. That'll be very nice. Craig Alvarez looking on from his usual perch at the top of the dugout on one knee. 1-2 again is going to be knocked foul on the fastball upstairs. Dubon is battling really well at the moment with Tyler Wells. A lot of foul balls. Pitch number 7 coming up in the sequence. Still 1-2. Trump aiming high at the moment with his target. Next pitch is another one knocked over into center field. That will get down for a base hit. Just knocked right back up the middle. Liner that drops into center. So it's a single for Mauricio Dubon. Brings up Austin Riley, who does have an RBI in the game, unfortunately. Orioles play 3 home against the Braves. Then they go straight to Detroit to play 3 away. And they have an off day next Thursday. And then next Friday will be start of a 3-game series against the Phillies. Talk about that stream next at the end of this. There is a grounder from Austin Riley over to Christian Strand at third. Throw second is in time. First is not in time. So it's hard to try and call a double play with CES because his name is so long. But it was you get the leadoff man at set, or the lead runner at second at least. So it's unproductive out nonetheless. See the Orioles try and challenge here, but CES with a good play gets Dubon at second easily. The throw to first base, it doesn't look like it's in time. Riley does have good speed there to get to first. But it's still an unproductive out. Runner on first still. 2 outs now. Should have a, I think we, yeah, pinch hitter here. Mike Yastrzemski pinch hitting for Eli White. Hitting 227, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs, 672 OPS. It's about to say Carl Yastrzemski for a sec, but that is a very different baseball hitter. Also definitely would not want to face Carl Yastrzemski in this situation. One of the best Boston Red Sox of all time. No, long time ago at that. And swing and miss, strike one on Mike Yastrzemski on the cutter. Great pitch there from Wells. Wells looking for one more out here. Try and keep this game tied at 3. So lefty in Yastrzemski against the righty Wells. Runner on first. Yaz fouls it away 0-2 on the fastball. So Wells a strike away from getting out of the inning. Mike Yastrzemski looking to keep this going for the Braves in what could be their last chance. Let's hope it's their last chance. Trump's going to call time. So we wait a little bit more. He talks with Yastrzemski for a moment. Trump's got very white teeth, I might add. Nice. Must brush well. Just random observation. But 0-2 still. Tyler Wells to Mike Yastrzemski. Runner on first, 2 outs. That one is upstairs with a cutter. No swing, ball 1. 16 pitches at the moment for Tyler Wells. Gave up a... I'm actually not going to say anything about that. Wells has been pitching well so far this season. Let's see if he can get it out here. And he will. There's the strikeout. Cutter at the top of the zone. Yastrzemski swings and misses. So we are 3-3. Going to the bottom of the 9th. CES. See if he can have some magic again. Chadwick Trump and Dylan Beavers. Or my guess is we'll see at least one, if not more, pinch hitters, depending on who the... well, I know it's Dylan Lee. He was warming. I wonder if is he a righty or lefty? I assume he's going to be a righty because you don't want... just because the O's bench is all righties. Let's see. Dylan Lee. Is he a righty, I assume? Oh, he's actually a lefty. Interesting. He's got some really good numbers, though. Or at least really good... A lot of red on his baseball savant, which is good. Not good for the Orioles, but really good for him. 3-pitch mix, slider, 4-seamer, changeup. So I'm expecting to see... My guess is they'll pinch hit Tyler O'Neill for Dylan Beavers in this case. But I doubt they pinch hit for CES. No reason not to. But bench-wise, you have... I mean, maybe they pinch hit Kobe Mayo, but even then, they're both righties. So I don't know. I don't think you would. Like, maybe you pinch hit Kobe Mayo for Chadwick Trump. Because you got Sam Huff, Kobe Mayo, Jeremiah Jackson, and Tyler O'Neill all on the bench. All of them righties. Mayo and Jeremiah Jackson, both infielders. Tyler O'Neill, the outfielder. Huff, the catcher. No reason why you would pinch hit Sam Huff as a batter. All right, let's go quick peek at the scoreboard. Hopefully for the last time. Hopefully the Orioles walk it off. Blue Jays actually making that a game. That's not good for Boston. It's now 4-3 in favor of Boston, but it was 4-0 for a while. Kazuma Okamoto with a 3-run home run there in the 7th. Rays up 8-1 over the Guardians. Dodgers up 4-2 over the Mets. Padres, Marlins 2-2. White Sox 5-4 over the Astros. Mariners, Rangers 3-3. Athletics 2-0 over the Twins. Cardinals up 2-1 over the Reds. Cubs 1-3-2 over the Pirates and Extras. Tigers 1-2-1 over the Royals. Diamondbacks 1-3-2 over the Nats. Yankees 1-0 over the Phillies. So Christian Encarnacion Strand up to bat. Does have 2 RBIs already in the game going up against Dylan Lee. No, actually, Eliezer Hernandez still on to pitch. And Encarnacion Strand high in the air, but not nearly deep enough. Into shallow left field for out number 1. So is a high towering pop-up for out number 1 from CES. Oops, sorry. So Hernandez just rocking and rolling here through 2 1/3 now. Kobe Mayo is pinch hitting for Chadwick Trump. Have Hicklin pinch hitting for, or now defensively into right field for Yastrzemski. Brewer Hicklin is there over in right field. Was not in the play there. Mauricio Dubon made the catch. Very easy catch there. But Kobe Mayo, righty on righty matchup here. Don't have any lefties on the bench to pinch hit. But Mayo is, in theory, the better bat than Chadwick Trump. Takes all the way on the 4-seamer, strike 1. Just right down the middle. Andrew Kittredge warming the bullpen should we go to extras. I hope that does not happen. But would love for the Orioles to just walk it off here. Mayo on the next pitch will take low. Ball 1 on the 4-seamer. But my guess is we'll see O'Neill pinch hit for Dylan Beavers unless, I don't know. Maybe they keep him in because if Hernandez stays in, I don't know. And Mayo swings and misses on the cutter, strike 2. But Eliezer Hernandez in his return to the bigs has been pitching very well so far. Has been giving the Braves exactly what they need. See if the Orioles can finally solve him. He's given up 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no hits yet through 2 1/3. Next pitch on the 1-2 outside fastball, 2-2. Just need 1 good hit, as Kevin Brown just said. Just 1 big swing gets you the win. I'll even take just a hit. That'll be nice. Mayo's going to take outside ball 3. I'll even take a walk, you know? Walk would be nice. Just get a guy on base, you know? But Dylan Beavers is on deck. We'll see him no matter what. 3-2 to Kobe Mayo is in there, strike 3. Right at the bottom left corner of the zone. Another strikeout for the Orioles. That is their 9th. O's pitching has struck out 10. Braves pitching has struck out 9. So Dylan Beavers, can he be the hero tonight? 1 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Does have a walk-off homer in his career against the Rays back in last September. Takes outside with a cutter, ball 1. But singled to lead off the game. Grounded out and a pair of strikeouts since then. But it's going up against the righty here in Hernandez. Swing and miss on the changeup, strike 1. And not a great. I mean, he got to 3-2, but it's still not a great at bat there from Kobe. But it's, I mean, Kobe's not the best against righties, but it's still do what you can. Strike 2 on the changeup below the zone. Basically the same pitch Beaver swings and miss at 1 and 2. Hernandez doing great work here. Now a strike away from getting out of the inning on a 3-inning nearly relief outing. Was a starter in the minors for a good bit. But can Dylan Beavers find a way? Takes another changeup. They call that a 4-seamer. That is no way a 4-seamer. Way too much movement on that. 2-2 though. Pete Alonso is on deck. Hopefully we'll see him this inning. Would love that. If not, we'd see him in the bottom of the 10th no matter what. Hopefully it would still be a 3-3 game at that point. Now it is 3-2 on the changeup inside. Beavers has worked himself into a full count. But again, let's just end it off right here. Let's get a... I mean, Dylan Beavers' walk-off home run would be great. Just get someone on base. That's what you want here. 3-2 is going to be knocked foul. 4-seamer up, or kind of down and in, but covered. So 37 pitches currently for Eliezer Hernandez through 2 2/3. Probably going to see the changeup again. There it is. Hangs up a lot. Beavers fouls it away. But it's been a lot of changeups. A couple four-seamers and a cutter. Nothing huge breaking-wise from Hernandez to Beavers. Still on the 3-2. That one is up and away. Changeup, ball 4. Pete Alonso's up to bat. So the Orioles finally get their man on base. So Alonso's still hunting for that first homer out of the All-Star break. Would be a real nice time to have that. 1 for 4 on the night with a strikeout. Nearly had one last time he was up. Flew out to deep right field. See if he can do it here. Don't think we'll see Beavers try and steal. Alonso pops this first pitch up deep, but foul. Alonso is definitely swinging for the fences. 0-1. Caught by a fan there in the stands. Alonso with a chance for some Oriole magic. Does have a walk-off hit. Was not a homer, but did have a walk-off single against the Blue Jays back at the start of June, end of May. I think it was the last day of May, actually. That game was awesome. Next one is going to be lined over for a base hit. Not a walk-off, but is going to get Dylan Beavers over to third base. He's ranging fast. The throw is not in time. Backed up there by the third baseman, Riley. Had that gone by him, that might have been a game-losing error there, but it is a single. Gets it to first and third, 2 outs. Gunnar Henderson now with a chance. He's 0 for 4 with a chance to walk it off. Can he find his first hit of the night? Birdbath is rolling. They're singing Gwen Stefani. Can Gunnar Henderson find his clutch gene? One he's been missing a lot this season. Get a mound visit. Don't know if this is going to be the end of Hernandez's night. But Beavers with a nice aggressive run there to third base. Puts him 90 feet away from winning it. Anything past the infield, in fair territory, down for a hit, wins it. Home run obviously wins it, but a single wins it as well. But Gunnar looking for some 9th inning magic. 2-out magic as well. Oh, they're going to walk Gunnar Henderson. Loads the bases, so the force out is everywhere. So there's your intentional walk on Gunnar there, Kevin. Interesting decision there on the guy who's 0 for 4. But now it is Taylor Ward, who does have a single in this game. He's 1 for 4. First pitch, he takes. Upstairs, ball 1 cutter. Going to be challenged. This is going to be Braves losing their last challenge. So this one, Braves are out of ABS challenges. Taylor Ward ahead in the count. A walk wins you the game now. Bases are loaded. Ward probably just looking for his pitch at the moment. Get time called by someone. Or it might have been a PitchCom issue, I'm not sure. Yeah, PitchCom issue. So still 1-0. My guess is we'll see a full count here. I'm just going to assume we're going to have a full count at some point. Ward will take upstairs, ball 2 on the fastball. That'd be crazy if they walk in the winning run. Let's go for that. That'll be funny. But Taylor Ward in a very favorable count here. 2-0. Takes his time. 43 pitches currently for Eliezer Hernandez. Braves are letting him live and die here in the bottom of the 9th. Let's hope the O's can finish him off. Ward on the 2-0. 44 pitch coming up. That one is outside, ball 3. So one more ball wins the game. Zero chance in the world Ward swings at this next pitch. Absolutely zero chance. Even if it's like a eephus pitch down the middle, no chance he swings. knowing Taylor Ward, knowing this is a position, yep, takes all the way. It's right down the middle, 93-mile-per-hour fastball, strike one. No way he was swinging on that pitch. Still 3-1. And it was an easy pitch to hit, but no way he swings there. This one is swung on a miss, strike two. Fastball top of the zone. And so there is the full count, as we expected. As we all expected. So full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, tie game, bottom of the ninth. Can Taylor Ward find the walk-off? He will line it over to Austin Riley at third. He bobbles it a little bit. Can he get it over first base in time? Yes. Oh. So more good defense by the Braves. O's strand it. They've left 10 on base right now. We're not done yet. So bobbled initially, but Riley gets it back. Ward not very fast. Out by multiple steps. But it was lined to the wrong spot. So the momentum swings back in favor of the Braves now. So it'll be Cowser, Taveras, and Holiday up to bat in the bottom of the 10th. Andrew Kittredge was warming earlier. Saw Grant Wolfram warm as well. I don't even remember who's supposed to be up to bat for the Braves. It was so it should be Joey Bart, Jim Jarvis, and Drake Baldwin, I believe. Unfortunately, they do have to face Drake Baldwin, who homered last time he was up, and forced this game into extras in the end. But great performance there by Eliezer Hernandez, going 3 innings scoreless. A lot of traffic. O's should have gotten multiple runs off of him. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, does give up the 1 hit. Very unfortunate right there. So we'll be Braden Hicklin, I believe, or Braden, whatever his name was. Braylon? What was your name? Brewer Hicklin. I think he should be the automatic runner for the Braves. They've used, I think, all of their bench now at this point. So I think this is the last lineup they have. No more pinch hitting. O's still have 2 on their bench. They still have Tyler O'Neill and Jeremiah Jackson. Since Sam Huff has now come in to catch for the O's, since Kobe Mayo pinch hit for Chadwick Trump, who, give credit to Chadwick Trump. He had a pretty good game, especially behind home plate. So we'll see if the O's can hold on one more time. Andrew Kittredge on to pitch for the O's. But O's need to find a little bit more magic, which has been hard to come by late in the game. No, it is Mike Yastrzemski, which, interesting. He shouldn't be, because he got subbed out. Check swing, doesn't look like go around Joey Bart. Ball 1. Sinker, slider, 4-seamer for Andrew Kittredge. Ready matchup at the moment. Yeah. Okay, I think Kevin Brown got it wrong on the broadcast initially. Yeah, Brewer Hicklin running at second for the Braves. That is ball 2 from Kittredge on the slider outside. So Kittredge has been in some pretty high leverage spots as of late, but this is a tough ask. Momentum has swung back in favor of the Braves. Really been a lot in their favor late in this game. 2-0 at the moment. There is called strike 1. Might have been a little low, but the Braves don't have any challenges left. Masson's broadcast is not caught up with that. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was wrong, because I forget you do get one back in extras. I always forget about that. But Joey Bart, who was batting, lost both ones challenging. He's going to knock this one over into shallow right field. That will get down for a base hit. Ugh. So Hicklin at least gets hold at third, but it's runners at first and third, nobody out on the bloop single from Joey Bart. Jim Jarvis up to bat, hitting .291. So Taveras didn't really want to dive for it. Braves with a chance to take the lead here. Would be their first lead of the night. Jarvis, .782 batting average, just his 18th game, 56th plate appearance, if that stat is up to date. We'll ground this first pitch over to Holiday at second. He's going to throw it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So Holiday's going to commit a two-base error. 4-3 Braves, runners on second and third, nobody out. It's a grounded to Holiday. He throws it on his knees, tries to go for the double play, and just throws it over the head of Gunnar Henderson by a mile into left field. This game is almost certainly over now. That's, oh my goodness. Chopper, Holiday at least snags it, tries to go to second, and just terrible throw. Awful throw. This was a game that is just completely swept away from the Orioles. No way they win this now. Ball one on the sinker below the zone. I'm a little surprised he doesn't go to first because you could probably even double up at second with a throw over. But that's just terrible from Jackson Holiday right there. Ball two now from Andrew Kittredge to Drake Baldwin. Again, still no outs here in the top of the 10th. Braves now have their first lead. Baldwin hit a homer. Critical homer last time he was up. And a favorable count here against Kittredge. Outside ball three. Not the worst thing in the world if you walk Baldwin here because it loads the bases, forces it out anywhere. But my goodness, this is just what a stinker of a way to end this. So many chances for the Orioles. So many chances, and they just piss it away. 3-0, swing and miss. Swings at ball four. So that's good at least. 3-1 though. It's like, if you get out of this only giving up one run, it's like, it's impossible, but it'll be crazy. And swing and miss, strike two. Kittredge hunting strikeout now against Baldwin, who has struck out twice in the game. Still, you have to go through Baldwin, Albies, and Olsen, barring a double play, but almost impossible to get a double play. Or not impossible, it would be very difficult to get a double play. But just momentum fully in favor of the Braves right now. Swing and miss, strike three, though. And out is going to be completed at first base. So strikeout gets first out of the inning. So Baldwin goes chasing there on a couple changeups and a fastball. Slider actually there ends it in the dirt. Huff completes the out at first. Still runners at second and third, only one out. Ozzy Albies, who's 1 for 4, up to bat. Swings and miss, strike one on the slider. But does have a single, reached home back in the fourth, struck out in the sixth and eighth, but it's going to be an impossible thing to get out of for Kittredge. Absolutely impossible. Strike two, taken all the way, sinker. Good pitch there. So 0-2 from Kittredge to Albies, righty against lefty. Next pitch is swung on a miss, strike three. That's not bad, at least. So 2 outs now for Kittredge. Still not out of it, obviously. He's calling up Huff. Don't know if he's calling up everyone. But Matt Olson, who's 1 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts, does have a single in this game. Talking with Sam Huff here. Also batting from the left side. But it's still such an impossible task for Kittredge here to try and hold the runners. It's impressive to get the 2 strikeouts, but I'd be shocked if he gets another one here. Michael Harris II on deck. They're not intentionally walking him either, but Olsen grounded out to first base last time he was up to Pete Alonso. First pitch is strike one. Good pitch at the bottom of the zone on the sinker. Grant Wolfram warming in the bullpen again. He was warming earlier. He would have the 11th or 10th again if Kittredge maybe doesn't get out of it here. Next pitch is going to be lined foul, 0-2. Fastball. Four-seamer there. Doesn't throw a lot of four-seamers, this Kittredge, but got Olson a little late on the swing there. So 0-2 for Kittredge from Olson. Or 0-2 on Olson from Kittredge. Next pitch is well inside. Good pick from Huff there to save a run. Ball one. That is a really good pick there by Huff. Almost hits Olson as well in the foot. 1-2 is the count on Olson, and it is knocked high in the air. Deep right field. That is gone. 3-run home run. Kittredge was doing well, and then he wasn't. That is game right there. No way the Orioles win here. 7-3. Braves put up 5 unanswered. Actually, they 5 unanswered. Olson just destroys that pitch. That one hangs up way too much. That was a terrible pitch. Which is a shame, too, because Kittredge is actually pitching well in this inning. But Orioles are... This will be the end of the day for Andrew Kittredge. Can't really blame this too much on him. I mean, obviously that pitch was terrible, but should have been out of the inning long before this. Jackson Holliday put that one on him. Put this game on the offense, though. That's just so bad. So the error in the 10th cost the Orioles a ton of runs. 4 in the end, and counting, technically. So not a game you want to lose, and you lose it in just heartbreaking fashion, unless the Orioles find some insane magic. But they probably go... I mean, they turn to like Dylan Lee or Raisel Iglesias or, I don't know, one of their top relievers. The Braves bullpen's just too good. And of course, they find a guy who hasn't pitched in friggin' 2 years in majors and puts up 3 scoreless. That's just so awful. Eh. Yeah. That's been a lot of the Orioles' losses this season, where they just kind of don't put teams away, really. Like they'll go up early and then just don't capitalize. Yeah, everyone just pop 1 second into the Orioles subreddit and everyone's just like, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. That's why I don't go in there, because that place sucks. That was a really bad pitch, though. I don't know why he's throwing the four-seamer. Four-seamer that just goes right back in the middle of the zone. I have no idea why you're throwing that pitch. That's a terrible pitch selection. Like, I don't know why you're not throwing the slider or the changeup. And bunt attempt here from Michael Harris is a perfect bunt. He's going to reach no one anywhere near third base. Grant Wolfram's on the pitch, by the way. I'm not even going to go over his pitch count or pitch arsenal. He throws some pitches. Sometimes he throws them well. So yeah, no 4 unearned runs for Andrew Kittredge, thanks to Jackson Holliday being a moron. It's like even if you get 1 there, it's basically a 3-3 game because Kittredge strikes out 2 in a row. So that 10th inning is on pretty much on Jackson Holliday. But the O's squandered way too many opportunities as Mauricio Dubon fouls that one off. 0-1. But it was Taylor Ward wasn't a 3-0 count, by the way. Probably should have swung in that 3-0 pitch. This one is knocked foul. Steal attempt. 0-2. Braves are a very good team, even if their past month and a half has not been quite as good. They have a really good bullpen, really good offense. It's only a matter of time, really. Really, the starting pitching has been kind of up and down, and injuries hurt them a good bit. But Dubon's going to knock this one over, and yeah, is that fair? No, that's foul. Okay, just barely foul. Will be Cowser, Taveras, Holiday in the bottom of the 10th, needing 4 at the moment to tie. But given that the offense is completely shut down, I don't see that happening. So 0-2 still on Mauricio Dubon from Grant Wolfram. Next pitch is swung on a miss. No, foul ball, never mind. How did he get a piece of that? That's impressive. Another steal attempt there from Michael Harris. How did Boston blow it? That's crazy. Yeah, they are tied. Wow. That's impressive. And they're in Boston too, which is crazy. So still 0-2 on Mauricio Dubon. This time he's going to foul it away again. One for 3 with a sac fly for Mauricio. Mauricio. I cannot move it anymore, Mauricio. That like vine or whatever it was just stuck in my head for so long. That one's buried in the dirt. Good block there by Sam Huff. This time no steal from Harris. Probably should have gone on that time. Dylan Lee, who was, I'm assuming, going to take the bottom of the 10th, has had quite the long rest. And he'll have quite the cushion after that Matt Olson 3-run home run. All unearned runs against Andrew Kittredge, all 4 of them. 1-2 to Dubon is going to be knocked high in the air. Deep left field, but not quite deep enough this time for out number 3. So a stinker of a 10th from the Orioles. They give up 4. They need 4 now to tie. And they've left 10 on base this game. Not good at all. Squandering a great game from Trevor Rogers also. That's just really unfortunate right there. But yeah, Cowser, Taveras, Holiday are the batters. Will be Taylor Ward, the automatic runner at second, though he's not the one that matters. It's actually Jackson Holiday is the tying run at the moment. That assumes Cowser, Ward, and Taveras don't get out in various ways. But O's need a miracle of miracles. Yeah, I agree. Holiday definitely needs to make up for it here in the bottom of the 10th. But it's just no momentum left for the O's. Like there's no way they come back for this. I would love it if they did, but they like unless they were playing Toronto that one time, they just don't have the gumption to get back in it. So Tyler O'Neill is in the on deck circle from the looks of it. And might be pinch hitting for either Cowser or Taveras, one of the two. I don't know. But O's down against Dylan Lee, 47 games pitched, or 47 appearances, 1.77 ERA, 45 and 2/3 innings pitched, 0.72 WHIP, opponents hitting 157, 11.2 strikeouts per 9, 1.6 walkouts or walks per 9, 0 for 1 in save opportunities. They're not showing how many home runs he's given up. But he's a lefty, so that's why you bring in Tyler O'Neill at some point. My guess is for Cowser, I would assume. Yeah, Olson is, or sorry, O'Neill in for Cowser here to lead off the bottom of the 10th. Not surprising. 210 on the season, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, 663 OPS. Takes ball 1 below the zone. It has been a better month for Tyler O'Neill than early on the season, but still not a good season. Lee throws a slider, four-seamer, and changeup. It will look like a slider there for ball one. Even mix against righties, which includes O'Neill. O'Neill will swing and miss on the slider there. 1-1. Actually, might have been a changeup first pitch. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, you face the Atlanta bullpen. You can't really score too many runs off them. No way they score 4 here, even with a ghost runner. O'Neill foul tips that, strike 2 on the slider. The Braves defense, Braves bullpen does their job impeccably well, gives them enough time for the offense to finally break through. Orioles beat themselves here as O'Neill's going to pop this one into shallow center for a base hit at least. Runners on first and third, nobody out. So O'Neill gets his hit off the bench, brings up Leody Taveras. I don't think they're going to try and sack bunt him here because you don't want to give up any outs anymore. But again, the runner on third is not what kills you for the Braves. It's the runner on deck is the tying run. Walk, sack bunt, strikeout looking, and a foul out for Leody. Batting from the right side at the moment. We'll knock this one high and foul on the changeup. So might see Jeremiah Jackson pinch hit for Jackson Holiday coming up here. Leody Taveras will take good strike. He's going to challenge this. Is going to, I think, stand as strike 2. Just clips the outside part of the zone. Yeah, very good pitch there on the fastball. I would like the O's to at least get 1 run, at least make it like, make it look like they know what they're doing. Ferris will check swing, does not go around on that slider. 1-2. At least just make it 7-4. That would be, I'd be better. I'd feel better about that. Still wouldn't feel good, but feel better. So you can't leave the guy on third base and nobody out here in the bottom of the 10th. That would suck. Ferris going to take strike 3. Now one in the zone. Tavares, I think, wanted a call, but that one was well in there. You got to swing the bat, man. That's just terrible. It's like the same spot you took at the last time, and it was called a strike. You gotta swing the bat. That's what you're paid for. So the tying run is now Christian Encarnacion Strand. Jeremiah Jackson's going to pinch hit here for Jackson Holiday. So double play ends it for the Braves. Anything else we play on? Jackson takes ball 1 on a changeup in the dirt. Homer here brings it to within 1. 252 batting average, 7 home runs for Jeremiah Jackson. Does have a couple grand slams, not that this is in grand slam territory. We'll take a pitch called ball 2, but this should be overturned to strike 1. Yeah. I don't know why the O's have been striking out so much coming out of the All-Star break, but they've been striking out a ton. Feels like every game they struck out at least 10 times. So Joey Bart with another successful challenge there. 1-1 is the count on Jeremiah. 4 for 9, 5 RBIs for Jeremiah Jackson as a pinch hitter. See if we can get another one here. Takes upstairs ball 2. This one for sure, ball 2. Yeah, 5 for 13, 6 RBIs, 1 triple, career pinch hitting, 385 batting average. It would be fun if he had a triple. We'll knock this one up and foul, 2-2. It was just an awful way to lose this game. I have no way that I was come back and win this. I would love if they did, but just such a frustrating loss. Jackson on the 2-2 knocks it high in the air, but not deep enough. This will be a sac fly at least. But O's are down to their last out. The game-winning run is, or game-tying run is now down to Sam Huff, who cannot be pinch hit for, by the way. Christian Encarnacion Strand can only bring it to within 1 with a homer. But not exactly the guy you want to put it on in Sam Huff if Encarnacion Strand were to reach. That is a big if as well. But Encarnacion Strand, who started this game for himself, as he's going to foul this fastball away. Yeah, it's at least 7-4. It's they scored another run. They figured out how to score a run in the 10th inning. They just need to figure out how to score 2 more. Or well, it needs to figure out how to score 3 more. But Encarnacion Strand had that 2-run double way back in the 2nd inning. Swings and misses on the slider, 0-2. Even if Encarnacion Strand's the last out here, which he probably will be, can't put this game on him. Not in any chance. He at least gave the O's some run support. And there's a lot of blame to be shared, mostly on the offensive side. Stranding 10 runners. Will be 11 here soon, I assume. And Strand's going to ground this one foul. And again, bases loaded. Taylor Ward in the 3-0 count. Can't drive home the runner. That one really sucks. In the bottom of the 9th as well. And then Jackson Holiday in the top of the 10th. That's just the 1-2 gut punch right there. Is just the worst. Albert shaking his head because he can only do so much. Sometimes the players, you got to trust what they can do, and they just have not executed all that well. Orioles down to their last strike. Christian Encarnacion Strand against Dylan Lee. 0-2 is the count. And Encarnacion Strand knocks it high in the air. Pretty deep. Pretty deep. That one's gone. Okay. We suddenly have a game again. It's 7-6. So Encarnacion Strand goes oppo. It's a 1-run game. Unfortunately, Sam Huff's up to bat. But hey, it's close. So if Sam Huff can actually find a way to hit a baseball, this would be kind of fun. Okay, so they at least make it interesting. I'll take that. It still sucks because it's Sam Huff, and he's not going to get a hit here. But I'm trying to do reverse psychology if you can't tell. But we're somehow not over yet. So somehow Christian Encarnacion Strand does that. I have no idea how. If Sam Huff gets a hit here, that'll be absolutely insane. That's a fast or changeup. I think that just hangs up and yeah, changeup that just hangs in the air a little bit, and Strand just kind of sneaks it out of there over in the right field wall. Sure. So Sam Huff takes strike 1 on the changeup. Perfect pitch right there. Again, Huff has struck out in like 70% of his at-bats. It's been kind of insane. 129 batting average, 1 RBI, 350 OPS, no home runs. But see if Huff can do something. We'll knock it foul. O's down to the last strike again. That one on the fastball. It's, again, I don't expect Sam Huff to do anything here, but at least it's 7-6. I'll take that. That's nice. But Huff on the 0-2 will swing and miss strike 3. Yeah, that's what you didn't want Sam Huff in the game anyway, but it's, oh well. That's where not having Adley or Basayo kills you. I don't know why Huff's still on the roster. He's terrible, but a very unfortunate loss there for the O's. They at least made it interesting in the end, but still really sucks. Just completely blew the game. Silver linings, Christian Encarnacion Strand's good, Trevor Rogers good, and the O's burned through a lot of the Braves bullpen, but still a terrible loss. See if they can take the series, though, but that's rough. That's real rough. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Would have had a better chance, but honestly, probably. I don't know. He's not very fast, but oh well. That sucks. I mean, like you can't put it down to that, but it also would have been nice to have had like Leote not completely crap the bed and his at bat too. Oh well, that sucks. So next week, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna be doing with my streams yet because I'm going to a convention over the weekend. Um, so I might do Final Fantasy VII on like Tuesday, maybe Thursday, depending on how I'm feeling. I just don't know for next week for baseball. And with the Phillies next week, I might get around to it. It's basically just if I'm going to be exhausted or not when I get back. Um, so maybe we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm gonna like schedule it. I might just kind of like pop in if I'm feeling up to it. But hopefully by then the Orioles have won some more games because this is very no bueno right here. Don't like those type of games. But yeah, that's another very winnable game. Error costs the Orioles. Very winnable game that the Orioles blew their chance. Unfortunate. That's kind of been a lot of their season. So those are 50 and I think 54 now. So 4 games under 500 still. I know they really don't want to be sellers at the deadline, but hopefully they can take at least 1, if not 2, against the Braves here because they should have won this game. Hopefully they can take more on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully they can take the series against the Tigers as well. And then the final series before the trade deadline, which is the one against Philly. We'll see what happens. Those need to find some wins. Yeah. But they're hopefully, yeah. Boston losing would be big because that keeps them within the hunt. They're up 6-4 now against the Blue Jays at the moment. But oh well, that sucks. I was really hoping for a win today. That would have been nice. But 'twas not meant to be in the end. But hey, at least Christian Encarnacion Strand's been fun. I like the fact that he's hitting well. Could have used that homer in the 9th inning, but oh well. That is what it is. I'm gonna end this one off here and go like cry into a pillow or something. I don't know. That sucks. I'll see you guys later. Sometime later on down the road.